Welcome, everybody, to Crunch Time with Jeff, Booner, Lukas, and Gentry. It is Friday, May 24th, and today, I can't wait because we're going to do our first ever NFC North. Bless you.
Bless you, brother.
Snake Draft, where we draft all offense. We're doing a quarterback, all right? 2 running back, 2 wide receivers, a tight end, and an offensive lineman. All right, that's how we're doing it.
Easy.
We have players available. We'll do that in the second hour, I believe, a little to begin the second hour. I can't wait to get to that. We're going to get to JMO. Maybe JMO, some cryptic stories. Maybe something's going on with JMO. We're going to talk a little bit about that. We're also going to go through Scottie Montgomery's comments because he, which you don't really hear Scottie Montgomery talk, but he
never.
Yeah.
When he does, you listen, though.
Absolutely.
We never get to hear him talk.
We're going to talk about James Houston as well. We posted some on our social media, which you can follow our Twitter at OfficialCTPod, and asking the people how many sacks will James Houston have this year. So we'll chime in on that question. But before we begin, fellas, how we feeling on this Friday? It's Friday. How we feeling?
Football Friday, baby. Feel like $1 million as always. You guys already know me. I'm juiced. Ready
Feeling
to roll.
great, boys. Fighting through these allergies, but Football Friday, like Booner said, with the fellas, heading into a good weekend, Memorial Day weekend. I'm excited.
Oh, yeah.
The Memorial or Labor Day?
Memorial.
I always get those mixed up.
I keep forgetting it is. I'm off work Monday. Are we doing a show Monday? I'm down. I don't think I have anything on Monday night. I know everyone's going to be off probably. There's going to be no shows all day. So,
we'll do a show Monday.
Do a show Monday.
Yeah.
Hey, by the way, about the allergies, I got Benadryl on deck here for that reason.
Doesn't that make you sleep?
I took some.
Is that like a sleeping pill? You guys just take them before the show?
I mean, I think there's a non-drowsy, but my allergies are so bad, dude.
I need some juice from you boys. I don't need Benadryl.
Dude,
the juice is here, Boone. Don't you worry.
Right. Give me something.
I guess I could get the allergy shot, but ever since the shot.
I've got an idea for you boys. You want to know an idea for you real quick? I learned this from my some of my family a couple of weeks ago. Actually, my grandma, she has her own bee thing, and she lives in Downriver. She has
I remember you telling me about this.
And she's a beekeeper out of nowhere. Just like one day, she's like, I want to get some bees. So she got some bees. I learned this: if you eat honey that's made from bees that are within your area, like around your city and stuff, it helps get rid of the allergies because you're putting that into your immune system, because that's like the pollen and stuff from bees. And if you eat the honey naturally, it your immune system gets used to it and you have no allergies. Now, if someone's in the chat that's like a beekeeper that can tell me that, let me know. But I've heard that same thing. My parents have told me the same thing. That's something I learned within the last couple of weeks. And I've never been an allergy guy, so I don't know. So I recommend both of you. Dr. Booner is going to diagnose both of you. I want you guys to eat a tablespoon of honey from your local market, as Coach Walk would say, and make sure you guys do that 1 per day. Throw it in a drink or something. I don't know. Just quick, in the spoon, in the mouth, done. I don't know.
Well, you know what? This is why I love doing the show, because I learned something new.
I
did not know that.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
I never get doctors or I never get allergies, so I don't know. I'm not about Dr. Booner. Yeah.
Alan W.
Grey's Anatomy, Boone.
Alan W. says, did anyone mention that Badgley hit a 52 and a 60-yard field goal at OTAs yesterday? Pride of Detroit mentioned it.
Did you guys see that in the season?
Well, Dave Fitt brought up that he's been working on increasing his leg strength.
Now he decides to do it. Should have been doing it the whole time.
Out of college, he should have done that.
Yeah, well,
weird concept.
No, I'm sure he has always been.
You know what? Here's my take on it. I think there's a lot of kickers that in OTAs, in training camp, like a lot of these guys, man, you take them and just watch them kick when they're practicing. They can just nail 60, 65 yarders, and then they get in a game, and for whatever reason, it's just.
I mean, do you remember? It's all the stakes. Remember, Roberto Aguayo from Florida State was like regarded as going to be the best kicker of all time. And the second he got under NFL lights, he shit himself and could not make a kick. He was released. He was a second-round pick as a kicker, and then he was just
crazy.
Gone. It's just
dude, the pressure.
If you're on an NFL roster, to your point, Jeff, all of those guys at OTAs can be knocking 60-yarders down when they're just having a good day. But it matters the most when the lights are on and pressure's on, and that's what makes good kickers.
Especially when you're in a stadium full of 60,000 people in the playoffs with like a Super Bowl on the line. Like what's going to happen here? A division on the line, a whole fan base behind. It's a lot different. And I know in college you still have big fan bases, but the NFL to college, dude, it's a little bit different. There's a different level.
That's why even I have a little skepticism with the Jake Bates stuff, even though I think he's a very talented kicker. Like I do wonder, like, you know, if that stadium, if that Ford Field stadium did not have 9,000 but 50, 60,000, you know, is he hitting 65, 60 yarders? And if he can, credit to him, bring him home. But like that is one thing you think about, is if like, you know, not having that type, the same crowd, or at least like hitting an OTA, no crowd, like that has to affect you.
Yeah, and the thing is with kickers is you got to work right away. They don't give you a season to develop. Like if you go ahead and have a 3-game stretch, you are back on the streets because they can find somebody that can miss 3 field goals in 3 games, and that's just something that, to your point, like Jake Bates, he'll have OTAs in preseason if the Lions bring him on, but week 1 you have got to be making kicks or else you're gone within the month.
And if you don't trust Jake Bates, like Jeff, if you're like, I don't know what he's going to be like, that's what these battles are for. Training camp, if he gets brought in, Jake Bates versus Michael Badger, the Money Badger, that's a battle you want. And if people are like, no, we're good with the Money Badger, it's kind of like the wide receiver situation I talk about all the time. It's I don't mind if there's competition in the room. It's like the corners now too. You have the competition in the room so you can see who's get the best guy out of it and get the most out of each guy. Bring Jake Bates in to go up against the Money Badger, even if he's kicking 60-yard field goals. Let those guys learn from each other. Iron sharpen iron, and whoever comes out the best man, that's our kicker.
Well, we can agree on this. I know we disagreed initially on the wide receiver competition thing. Not really. I guess we agree that there should be competition, but I'm more like almost hitting a panic button with kicker. So
you're panicking.
I mean, I just think Badgley's, he's just not enough. He's just not. You know, he's like he's fine. But if you're in a situation where, you know, a lot of these games are decided by 3 points,
yes,
you know,
like the wild card game against the Rams.
Yeah, I mean,
he did make that. You know, no, all it is, it's Jeff.
Real quick. That's the one reason I'm not panicking, is that he made that kick. That's the one reason.
One kick. That's big time, man.
Well, that was the biggest kick of the season. They won the biggest game arguably ever by 3 points, and that was a 50-plus yarder. And I think if you can do that through the regular season, he will be just fine. And I think in the postseason, I think Dan is going to be just as aggressive as he was this year. I think in postseason, Dan, he's just going to go for the kill every time because that's the time when you do it.
All right, I'm just going with the me and Jeff had this same agreement. We agreed on the same thing. Look at the last 4 kickers in the NFL. Who was the AFC Championship game? It was the Ravens, correct?
Yep, it was Tucker and Buckner.
Tucker, Harrison Butker, Justin Tucker, Jake Moody, and then you have Michael Badgley. One of those guys just doesn't fit in that conversation, and it's Michael Badgley. And that's nothing against Michael Badgley. It's just, hey, that's just what it is. And it's like when you're at that level, you need to have a guy you could trust. Like, yeah, you do. He did hit that kick. That was big time.
Yeah, but a broken clock.
But as a fan base, and if anyone in the chat's gonna try and sit here and lie to me to my face, though, you were really nervous for that kick. Like you weren't sitting there thinking like, oh, he's gonna make this kick for sure.
No, and that's completely fair. I agree. He's not that guy.
We all were like, oh no, here we go.
When I just look at the available kickers around the NFL, there's not a guy that will put the Lions special teams, especially in the kicker category, up to those other teams. That's why it's just like, all right, like I'm not like freaking out over Michael Badgley. I think there's worse kickers in the NFL that are just every year you'll see them cycle through the NFL, and those will be the guys that the Lions would be looking at right now.
You don't need to freak out. It's just, hey, we can upgrade. He's not the best in the league. You can upgrade. Look to upgrade. I think it's a position you can look to upgrade. You have a top 5 roster in the NFL. You have to upgrade somewhere. Kicker's the position that you can upgrade at.
John says, so players can't get better. You think FIP is gassing us up? I mean, I think their job is to teach and to instill confidence. And if Badgley's hitting 60-yarders, he's like, yeah, you know, Badgley's working on his leg straight. He's not going to be like, Badgley's mid as hell at the press conference. Just come out there and be like, yeah, he ain't enough, you know. But who knows? Hey, he's fine right now. Obviously, Brad, he might not believe in drafting kickers. I don't know. Maybe that's not his thing. He wants to find them in free agency, whatever the case may be. But there'll be a time where they upgrade. Not now, but you know. I think the Jake Bates thing's realistic too, to be honest. Yeah, and then Jake Bates, and Dave Phipps said he's very familiar with Jake Bates. Very familiar with Jake Bates. So, it is what it is. We were spoiled by having Murray and Hansen for 3 decades. Yeah,
even Matt Prater at the end of that.
Prater.
Too.
I mean, they've had good kickers too. I mean, hey, we could take pride in that. Good. Hey, at least in my lifetime, for not even just my lifetime, but I guess you could say it's going to be not too far now from almost 2 decades. But they've had good quarterback play. At least, that's something that's been kind of rare in Detroit. When we had Matt Stafford and Jared Goff, and he had kickers.
Yeah, it's a good one.
But we'll hopefully, the kicker thing will be fine. I saw you putting here, Boone, the Brandon Ayuk. What's going on with him? He wants Amon-Ra St. Brown money?
Yeah, so I got an alert on my phone. I tried to find it on Twitter, and I couldn't. I got an alert from Bleacher Report, and it was reported by ESPN that Brandon Ayuk and his agent, I guess, they're looking for a new contract. Obviously, that's been going on. Asked for the trade. Obviously, they weren't going to trade him. The whole situation with their contract is they saw the Amon-Ra St. Brown contract. What did he end up getting? It came out to like 28 a year, correct? Was it?
Yeah.
Or 30, but when it came down to it was about 28.
Right.
That's kind of what he wants, is almost that 30 million a year, the 28 to 30 million a year, which, like, guys, that's their number 2 wide receiver asking for that much money. Like, think about that. You just signed your number 1 for 30 million. Like Brad talking about him getting ahead of the curve when it comes to these receivers contracts, and Justin Jefferson hasn't signed yet, which is going to be even higher. Like, you got ahead of the curve before all these guys start signing. You sign your guys first, the rest of the market starts to fill in. And like, if the 49ers end up having to pay Brandon Ayuk 30 million and you have your wide receiver, and you just have your wide receiver number 1 is 30 million and their wide receiver 2 is getting paid 30. Like, that's a win for the Detroit Lions, in my opinion. I just think that's crazy that now they're going to have Ayuk and Debo. Like, what are they going to do? Someone's going to leave.
Yeah, I mean, here's where I'm at with it. I think Ayuk is their number 1 wide receiver. I will admit, I think he's really good.
Yeah, all around
Debo, though. I think Debo's just been injured, so that's last year he was while Debo was out.
Yeah,
but
I think that's fair.
But to your point, though, like, is he worth that money? Again, it always comes down to who's next to be paid, and Ayuk is one of those guys who he was a 1st-round pick. Which what's interesting is Amon-Ra, he's not a 1st-round pick, so it was 4 years 4-year contract, and he got paid after his 3rd year. And Ayuk has a 5th-year option, and he's played in the league for 4 years, so he has 1 year left, and they still haven't came to an agreement. Amon-Ra has already agreed to a contract, and he has 1 year left on his rookie contract. So they got him early, which is really good, just for the purposes like this, where guys are going to try and jump him. But honestly, for a team like San Francisco, who you're not paying Brock Purdy right now, but they have so much money invested, I don't even know if they can afford him. I mean, I mean, unless Trent Williams hangs it up and you get some money back, and they find ways to kind of maneuver the cap a little bit, but I don't know, paying Brandon Ayuk $30 million. I would, if you just drafted Ricky Pearsall, you trade him. If I'm the 49ers, find a way to get assets for him.
That's exactly what they're going to do. That's probably why they draft him. If you paid Brandon Ayuk $30 million, that is going to inflate the wide receiver market so much, because then you got to think, Jamar Chase still needs to be re-signed, so he'll be the next year. CeeDee Lamb. There's all these guys that are much better than Brandon Ayuk, and be like, yeah, I'm better than Brandon Ayuk, and you're going to pay me like it. If not, peace. Because you're going to see probably, if he signs for that, Justin Jefferson's probably going to sign for like 33, 34. And then next year it's going to be a $35, $36 million thing.
I think, to be honest, though, if as a Lions, we're in here in Detroit, being in Detroit, we're all sitting here banging on the table, like, please sign for 30, because that inflates everything else. And you have Amon-Ra for through 2028 or 2029 at essentially 28 to 30 a year, depending on which year it is. So like that's, I think there's a good sign here when you're kind of looking at it. I think the wide receiver market's going to keep going up. As soon as Justin Jefferson signs, all these other guys are going to start signing those extensions, and that's going to move everyone up a lot, like a bunch. And especially if Ayuk does sign that deal. I don't know if he'll do it with the 49ers, but honestly, wherever he goes, wherever they trade him, he's going to probably sign that exact deal if that's what he's asking for. Like, there's going to be a team desperate enough to
send
say
him the Bills.
And
I think the Bills are fine. I saw a tweet today, by the way, from Dan Orlovsky.
Nasty.
Yeah, for sure. But I saw a tweet today. Dan Orlovsky said that the Bills have a top 5 offense, he still thinks, with Josh Allen, even with the weapons.
No.
I'm just saying,
not a chance.
You remember what I say? Remember what I live by? Dan Orlovsky
would have to go nuclear.
I'm just throwing it out there.
Well, I will say the Justin Jefferson thing, being paid the highest paid non-quarterback player, he's chasing that. Mm-hmm. That's what's going on, and I don't know what that would look like, but he deserves it.
No, exactly. Yeah.
He deserves it though.
That's the blank check of all blank checks.
What do you get, 1,000 yards in like half the season? I mean, yeah, that's where it's going. I mean, and then they have a rookie quarterback, so they can kind of get away with it. So But here's the thing. This is why I love Brad Holmes, because he signed Amon-Ra St. Brown early to that 30, whatever it is, roughly a year, whatever. But now it puts the pressure on Minnesota, because now with Justin Jefferson, now they're like, fuck, if Amon-Ra is getting 29, 30, whatever it is, Justin Jefferson's looking around the league like,
let me get that 35, bud.
Yeah, I want that 35, maybe 434. Like, I want to
jump. Ask for a lot,
especially if Ayuk signs, and then Jamar Chase. Now we're talking. If I'm Justin Jefferson, yeah, I want that bag. And then it comes down to, it's not always the best player, right? Because what if he signs for 33, 34, and Jamar's like, well, I want 35. Like, what?
That's what's going to happen.
There's the next offseason.
Yeah,
Jamar next.
Two boys. Go ahead, Boone.
I was asking, is Jamar next season?
Yeah, but he was a year after Jettas. Okay. But I was going to say, the thing is what will be a really nice luxury down the road is if you look at all the tight ends that are like elite around the NFL, they're all old. So the guy who's probably going to be setting the tight end market, because you look at Brock Bowers just getting drafted, there's a couple tight ends around the league that are younger, but I guarantee Sam Laporta will get that bag and then set the market for tight ends and get ahead of it. So this offense will just be, to your point, Jeff, about running backs in the first round, you don't always have to re-sign them as much. I would love to re-sign Jahmyr Gibbs. They're going to have a lot of great players that are going to be getting bargains on their contracts when you look back at it 2-3 years down the road.
Mm-hmm.
Man, there's going to be so much money. I think it's crazy how the cap works and how it just like for quarterbacks, how it just keeps going up. Like, do you guys like the Tua thing a couple of days ago? How Tua's already declined. He declined a contract, and like he typically when you I think they're going to end up having to pay him. They don't have a backup plan. They don't have a plan for their quarterback. It's like they're going to have to spend the money.
No,
you won't. But when you're in a franchise, I think the Dolphins are going to be at some point just going to be like, all right, we have to do this. Like,
go get Hendon Hooker. That's what I'm doing. Yeah. I'm getting on the phone. I'm going to get Hendon Hooker.
But that shows like Jared, like if Tua's asking for that, he's going to get it somewhere again. Someone's like he's going to end up getting it, and a team's going to be desperate, and they're going to pay him. And then makes Jared Goff's contract look beautiful.
Tua, in a world where Tua gets
50 million,
50, 55, whatever. It's woo! That's where we're at. That's where we're at.
That was a hard-earned $50 million. That was a hard-earned $50 million.
Yeah,
that rolling around like a fucking rag doll.
Well, Scottie Montgomery spoke to Steve Weish of NFL Network. I believe is how you pronounce his name. Steve Weish.
Kind of like gray hair. I can kind of see it, but like Tanner.
Yep. He's good. He's really good. And he did an interview with Scottie Montgomery. Look at Scottie, man. Look at Sharp. And he talked about the Detroit Lions NFC North title. And we're going to play this clip, hear what Scottie had to say, and we'll give our thoughts on it. So here's Scottie Montgomery.
Accelerator program. And you see a lot of the talent that's in the room. What is it like for you just to be among so many of your peers who have aspirations to be coordinators and head coaches?
I mean, it's a think tank. It's not just the information that we're receiving from the presenters, which they've been fantastic, but the information and the conversations that come out of some of these meetings with such high-level men, but also high-level people of football. And I think those learning experiences will take, just about everybody in there to exactly where they want to be.
Scott, you've been a head coach on the collegiate level. You've been coordinator. You've called plays. How many more boxes do you think you need to check before you get that opportunity?
For me, right now, it's really not about checking boxes, especially when you're a coach. We're just trying to find a way to continually get better and push what we do. And that's just try to coach them as well as we can possibly get them and then take them from where they are to where they want to be. But, from a box standpoint, I think that, a lot of us have, great accolades and the things that we've done. But the right situation, the right opportunity has to be presented. And when that happens, I'll be ready.
Scottie, you said something that's very important because I think a lot of people who are trying to come up jump at any opportunity. And you said the right opportunity. How much has that been stressed here, and how much do you stress that with your experience of some of these other candidates here?
Yeah, that's something that, we stress, but it's one thing that you have to learn. It's really a learned behavior that you have to go through a lot of different situations, whether they be great, whether they be not so great. But the opportunity is directly connected to the people that you're around. So that opportunity sounds great for a lot of people because it's a position, but it's really the building, the room, the places, the opportunities, and people you get to be around.
You've got a lot of experience, but in this Lions coaching staff, I mean, there's a stacked roster on your coaching staff. You got a ton of talent. You guys have had success year after year. How much has that helped you grow?
Man, iron sharpens iron. I mean, it has been wonderful to me to be able to bring the expertise that I have, merge them with, Hank, Ben, AG, but mainly Dan. For me, it's been a different level of leadership, a different type of leadership from a peer standpoint, which also gives us all the voice to be who we are. I don't have to be someone that I'm not. I'm a Duke grad. I have a certain level of belief in what I believe in, but I also can merge with people like Ben Johnson, that's a UNC grad, which should be an issue, but it's not.
I love that man.
I'm a big fan.
Yeah, this comment I can relate to a lot. Alan W says, I like Scottie a lot. I didn't realize he was also the assistant head coach till last season. Yeah, that's something that, when he was hired, he was brought in, was the new assistant head coach, running backs coach. And we got to see Scottie Montgomery meet us three and Mike. We were all there at training camp last year, and we saw Scottie coaching the running backs, and that man can coach.
He did not want to fumble that football.
That energy.
No.
That man was screaming the whole time. Like the energy coming off Scottie Montgomery is next level.
Yeah, he's got that like aura to him where if you're by him and you're watching him, you're like, and then you listen to these like interviews, you're like that he's got, and now he's an assistant head coach. Like that dude has he could lead an entire room. Like
you think
his presence.
You think if something happens before you go, Booner, if something happens to Hank Stram, that he would be promoted to OC?
No,
I don't know. Like Scottie, I wouldn't be shocked. I wouldn't be shocked if Scottie ends up getting like a head coaching interview at one point too, before Hank Stram does.
I think you got to look at like the hints I get right when you look at that stuff is like who's following Ben Johnson all around. It's Hank Stram,
Tanner.
So like that stuff I look at. I think Scottie,
game coordinator.
I think Tanner is, and I don't know how Tanner is as like a guy who like leads our room, and I obviously we don't get much of Tanner, but I know in terms of like dialing up plays, him and Ben are kind of at the hip. Scottie, I think, is more like I'll give you this: if anything happened where I would try, like if Dan was sick or whatever, let's say Dan missed a game, whatever it was, I would feel comfortable with Scottie out there. Like,
like I think he's like that next man up to where if Dan gets suspended or thrown out of a game,
like a little hardball situation.
Yeah, it's Scottie Montgomery that's probably taken over, and because he's probably side by side, I'm sure as well with Dan mostly. That I would think.
Even if he wasn't, obviously he's an associate head coach, so like he would anyway. But even if he wasn't, I'd be like, put Scottie. Like that dude can lead. I'm cool.
Reminds
with that.
me of Shep. Him and Shepard.
Well, isn't that like a common theme too? With all these coaches, they're all just like leaders.
I think
they're all
the only one that isn't. I mean, he's obviously a leader, but I think the one that's a little bit different is definitely Mark Brunell. I think he's a little bit more laid back, and you can tell like he'd be on ass if like you're fucking up.
Oh yeah, I feel like quarterback coaches are always more a little like, I'm not gonna you're working one-on-one essentially with a guy instead of like a whole group of guys. Like you have that relationship where you're probably not as like, I'm going to come at you as hard as I can here, like Scottie Montgomery will. And you know what I'm talking about. But I wanted to throw this out there, though, real quick, because just listening to the Scottie Montgomery thing, I think we should do some research heading into next week, guys, because we talk about, like, this Lions team and how great this roster is. I think it's kind of like quietly, like, thrown under the rug how good of a coaching staff Dan Campbell's put together. Like it potentially could be the best coaching staff in the whole NFL. Like genuinely, if you look at it, I wrote some of these guys down. Ben Johnson, gonna be a head coach next year. Aaron Glenn, most likely head coach next year. You have Scottie Montgomery, who's potentially a future head coach. Calvin Shepard, who can take over at DC. Tanner Engstrand, who's kind of next man up for OC. Hank Fraley, who if Ben Johnson would have gotten the Commander's job, he was going to be the OC with Ben Johnson in Washington. You have Terrell Williams, the best defensive line coach in the entire NFL that everyone says. I feel like, guys, like this is an all-star. You talk about how good this roster's built together. These guys, and I didn't even name all of the coaches. There's more to go. These guys, like Dan Campbell's put together probably the best coaching staff in the entire NFL. And I think when you have like the top 5 roster and you have one of the best all-around coaching staffs, like, dude, I named probably 1, 2, 3. There's 6 guys on your staff that probably can be coordinators in this NFL, counting the 2 coordinators that you have. And then probably in the future, you're going to see a lot of head coaches. It reminds me of some of those old, like, Washington teams where you have all those, like, head coaches on that roster at that point. And now they're all coaches in the NFL. Like, in 5 years, you're going to be like, oh, wow, this was the staff in Detroit.
I mean, the more you think about it, not that, it doesn't even matter that Dan's not like widely regarded as like, he's not the best coach in the NFL, but in terms of a complete coaching staff, like I can't think last year, both coordinators interviewed for head coaching jobs. You have the best defensive line coach in the league, and I think the assistants are very talented. I think Scottie Montgomery's a really good running backs coach. So I'd put him against anybody. And like King Horse said, I'd put him against anybody, not just in coaching, but line them up.
Yeah.
Mark Brunell at quarterback. Yeah, Dan Campbell at tight end. Hank Fraley, I think he's the second best offensive line coach. Yeah, out in Philly. It's a whole nother.
Give me Hank Fraley.
But Hank is up there though.
Antoine Randall on the outside.
Yeah.
Boone. Yeah. I would say they're up there. They're not swapping out coordinators every year. That happened.
That's what I was about to say. I mean, if you look, obviously you have the guys like Aubrey Pleasant who have been let go, and there's been coaches who have left, but there's not been many assistants even that have left this team. I think it's just a bunch of former players that want to get a mission accomplished, and they're not going anywhere until that. Because if you look at a lot of those former players outside of Antoine Randall, they were very solid players, but they did not win Super Bowls. Mark Brunell, really good quarterback, didn't win a Super Bowl. Kelvin Shepard, really good linebacker, didn't win a Super Bowl. So when you look at that, this is their chance to go and win a Super Bowl. And that's why I think that this culture is so insulated outside of Dan Campbell as far as the coaches go as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I truly believe like a lot of these guys that I named, they're going to be like, Tanner's going to be an OC, whether it's with the Lions or someone else. He was a passing games coordinator, and he interviewed for 4 offensive coordinator jobs throughout the NFL this offseason, and he ends up staying and being like, hey, I kind of want to be the next man up after Ben. And like, we talked, Lukas said a year and a half ago, Kelvin Shepard could be that next man up as the DC. Like, you're just building, and the fact that Ben Johnson and AG are staying that much longer, it helps you develop these coaches even more. Because typically what happens, and I think this is a little underrated too, is, an OC or a DC right away, when they have any opportunity to take a job, boom, they're gone instantly, whether they're ready or not. These guys are like, no, I'm going to stay. Even if I'm ready, I'm going to stay. And guess what? Usually when those guys leave, some of these younger guys have to come up quicker, and they have to learn quicker, and they have to become an OC quicker and a DC quicker without maybe being ready to do it and kind of being fully ready to go. Now that you're sitting here with Ben Johnson, now Tanner's going to be with Ben Johnson. What is it, year 3 for him with him? Or maybe even year 3. And then like Kelvin Shepard's been with AG for 4 years now, I think. So like you're really learning under these guys to where like this Dan Campbell coaching tree, it's just like developing a player. Like they're just getting stronger and stronger and stronger. That's why the Shanahan thing in Washington, like those guys stayed under Shanahan for so long, and then they moved over to the 49ers with his son. And then they all started moving with, and you start moving around, and like eventually you're going to be like, oh, I got all of this experience, I'm ready to go, instead of just jumping into it right away.
Do you think we're going to see one day like a Dan Campbell coaching tree graphic?
For sure.
Like they always say like Bill Parcells, Bill Walsh, like they have all those great legendary coaching trees, and then there's going to be a Dan Campbell one.
I think in the next 10 years, you're going to see like all these head coaches around the NFL, and they're like, they were on the Detroit Lions coaching staff. And you're like Kelvin Shepard in 10 years, head coach. Like, I would not be shocked. I wouldn't sit there and be like, whoa.
Yeah, because we even talked about yesterday with Mike Tomlin, like he's such a great head coach, but then you look at Matt Canada, and it's like, all right, there, like that was a problem for 2 seasons and wasn't addressed.
Yeah, I think with Dan, the difference is some coaches aren't as, all in on developing coordinators to be head coaches. Like I think Dan's all invested because he's so selfless. Not saying Mike Tomlin's selfish, but what I'm saying is for Dan, Like he knows like Ben Johnson, AG are going to be head coaches one day. So he lets those guys kind of, it's like kind of like what Booner said. It is like developing a player a little bit. Like he helps those guys. He kind of coaches them up a little bit, gives them some advice, whatever, any questions they have, gets them in certain meetings, whatever, gives them certain freedoms. And I think that and Dan Campbell knows about that because of the coaching tree he's from and coaches that he's gotten to learn from, Parcells and Sean Payton. So I think there'll be a Dan Campbell coaching tree, and that's really with just good coaches in general. And I think them all being former players for the most part, it gives you a certain advantage, because those guys relate to players. Like it's different when you're, Aiden Hutchinson, or let's say more, for a better comparison, you're Terran Arnold and your defensive coordinator was a really good corner. It's different than Brandon Staley, who Brandon Staley's telling you what to do.
Yeah, manning up on nobody.
Like
he came from a D3 college.
Yeah, well, and then you have a guy like Aaron Glenn who knows exactly the things that you face. I think Carlton Davis brought that up. That like AG is like he kind of gave him a lot of credit how he's intense because he's got that player still in him, but also he's just like he's relatable. Like
he's a player. He's he literally is just like one of us as a player. It's like he's been a player. So like he knows what it's like going out there and practicing every day. I thought that was great what Carlton said. By the way, too, I want to throw this out there. I don't know if you guys realized when Dan Campbell was does he always wear a leg sleeve?
No.
No one talked about this, and I don't know if the media at Allen Park was told not to say anything. Remember how he missed a couple weeks ago?
Probably had some surgery or something done.
Yeah, he had like a massive
played tight end in the league, bro.
Bro, if you pull up his video, or if you pull up the video of the Lions at the very beginning when he walks in, he has like a tight, like what are those like
compression, like
a compression sleeve on, and it was like just his whole right leg. So I wonder if he just had like some type of knee surgery or something, and that was why he missed, because it was personal reasons.
It probably was.
But I'm surprised no one asked. So my guess, if no one asked, hey, what's wrong with your leg? Is that why you were out? They were told.
He was probably chasing around his little yapper. His little dog. He's probably chasing around.
Oh, can we pull the picture up?
Yeah.
That was unbelievable. I couldn't. If you said, hey, guess what kind of dog Dan Campbell has? I would have been like, I don't know, like a Saint Bernard, like a big, massive dog that'll tackle him. This man has like the smallest. He has one of those. What are those called? A toy dog or something?
What are those things called, bro? That's literally a purse dog. Those are the dogs.
I'm pretty sure it's called a toy dog or something. I think. I don't know.
I could see Dan. Dan seems like he is just a football guy. I'm sure his wife was like, honey, can we get this dog? He's like,
yeah, that's exactly what happened.
His hand goes all the way around the dog.
He doesn't care. He's just, that's MCDC. He don't give a shit. I'm sure that dog got grit. I see the Yorkie. I think it's a Yorkie.
Probably, yeah.
That's such a small dog, dude. That's smaller than a football.
Yeah.
On it.
Huh?
Imagine when he steps on it. That thing probably thinks it's gonna die.
I don't think that thing could jump off the couch by itself without breaking a leg.
Just seeing this big 6'5" Dan Campbell, just man, and you just got a little Yorkie running around.
Here we go. Alan said it. A teacup Yorkie. That sounds about right.
Yeah, Dan Campbell, he don't need no guard dog. He is the guard dog. If someone comes and breaks in, he's the guy they should be worried about, not no dog. All right,
he is the guard dog. That's hilarious. Imagine breaking into a house and it's just, hey, what are you doing over there? It's just Dan Campbell with the big dip in.
I wouldn't do that, brother.
He's running the hill in the backyard by the end of the robbery.
Yeah, he's
doing up downs.
Dude, yeah.
That dude doing agility ladder.
Yeah, the robber.
Chugging coffee.
Goes from robbing Dan to in the back working on drills with Dan. He's like, listen.
Character development.
Yeah.
Just got a big chaw and
that dude don't need a guard dog. I see
hilarious, dude.
Emerson says bro got a mohawk.
It does. The dog does. Imagine him and that dog just sitting on their back patio. It was just Metallica just blaring back there, drinking a Coors Light with that little dog, dude. If I turned the corner into someone's back, honestly, yeah, dude. If I turned the corner into like his backyard, like, hey Dan, what's going on? And it's just like Metallica going with that dog on the table and him drinking a Coors Light, I'd be like, dude, what's going on back here, man?
Yeah, you're not gonna.
Those are the dogs that always try to bite people too. Like they always like they're always trying to bite ankles.
Yeah, Chihuahuas and shit. Those dogs, they're all of them little ankle biters.
I like a little bit. I like a golden retriever or something like that, like a lab.
I wouldn't want a golden retriever as a dog.
No? They don't do. They're not like they're harmless.
They're cool
right?
when they're your friend's dog, but I wouldn't want one as my own dog.
Never had one, so I don't really know.
Hey, what you guys know what's going on with J-Mo? What was this posted last night? It must be living in fucking hell right now. I gotta be. Nothing
got released after that. I don't think I keep going to his Instagram. I haven't seen him post anything.
Bro got his heart broke. I think that's what it is.
As long as it's not a suspension, I don't know. Last year he posted something on his story and he was suspended right after. So I hate seeing. I have like a little bit of. I think it's disrespectful to say like
kind of,
but you got me
that he hasn't.
AC
like,
out.
He hasn't said anything since.
That actually happened. Maybe the AC's out. He's like, man, it's tough out here.
I just hope it's not injury related.
I know Alan says fake Instagram. I checked his Instagram.
It's on his Instagram. I've got it right here still.
Instagram. Yeah, it wasn't it was his actual Instagram. It has like 500,000 followers. Unless he was hacked, but this is J-Mo. So. Yeah, this is J-Mo.
The only thing I'm worried about is he just hasn't said anything since. And so it's usually I think J-Mo's pretty active.
As long as it's not gambling. Just don't.
There's zero chance that it's that again.
Yeah, if it's personal, family related, J-Mo, we love you. But as long as you're not missing any games this year, I know it sounds kind of fucked up, didn't it?
Yeah, what are you doing here, Jeff? That was like the worst transition of all time.
Hey, I want to see him ball out. I'm excited. All right, I'm excited.
Oh my!
But if it's anything family related, thoughts and prayers. We love you.
Prayers, man. Hopefully everything's fine. Maybe it is just the AC got cut out. It's hot outside. It's been hot all week in Michigan.
Or I also saw maybe the ice cream machine's broken at McDonald's. He gets that what's it called? The burger with the McFlurry. He puts a McFlurry on the.
Did any of us ever try that?
I think Jeff did. Oh, somebody did.
No, we tried to. We kept trying to, and the machine in Birmingham it was broken. We tried for like 2 straight weeks. It was broken every time.
We did try.
We attempted.
Ice cream machine was broken. Flannel saw that and laughed. Oh my gosh. Easy said, did y'all talk about me using my entire commission check to fly out CJGJ's baby mama? Did you see AB donk on him?
Yeah, bad. And Easy said that
CJ dude,
bad.
And honestly, I'm not a big AB fan. I think he's hilarious, but like some of the shit he does kind of just like makes me
feel like he's probably a douche, but it's funny when it's like not directed in your way, I'm sure.
Yeah, I mean, did you like look at I mean, this is for anyone that didn't see it. So CJGJ, rapper. All right, that's what he does on the side, makes some music. He did it in Detroit.
Football player / rapper.
And Eagles fans are ripping him apart right now, by the way.
Really?
But yeah. I was kind of doing I was like, I wonder how they take this. But AB absolutely put this man in a body bag. I mean, he so basically, hold on, before we even get to that. So CJ posted his music video, AB quoted it, was like, dude, who the fuck, like, coming at him, and then CJ said something back. And then AB just went full throttle and said, honestly, had to Google to know who you were at CJJ. He said, AB featuring your baby mama diss track coming soon. May have Summer Bunny turn on your trash diss while she's swallowing.
Oh my God. It's so bad.
And he posted text with his baby mama. And she's like, I'll fly out, like all this shit. And like that. And then dude, that is messed. That is not, it's hilarious, but like, that is a way to get somebody. Like, what do you do if you're CJ? I mean, what do you
That's
do?
a menace. That's a menace to society on full display. That's a crash out on full display.
Yeah, Antonio Brown's got some problems in his head, man. He is on a different
level. Got some
level.
problems in his bank account, apparently, too.
We just went bankrupt.
Yeah, man, he's going bankrupt.
He's made like $70 million in his career, and he had to file for bankruptcy. That's like one of the more insane things of all time. Like one of the greatest of all time at his position. following. That's crazy.
I'm not gonna lie.
Years after
I defended CJ, but after all this shit and he's going at my guy easy and and all this shit, and now I'm just like kind of glad AB's just like ripping him apart. Now it's just like I'm cool with that.
Yeah, I mean, dude, this man CJ left Detroit and then just tried to go at all the fans in Detroit when it was that was crazy
douchebag.
And a lot of us stood up for him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I used to argue with Sam Flannel about CJ. And I think me and Lukas did.
I was in battles with the heavyweights about it. I was on the opposite side of it.
Yeah,
now I'm on the easy side.
Yeah. But yeah, fellas, we posted this. Booner, you posted this on our Twitter, the James Houston thing about how many sacks he's going to get this season. And I absolutely love the question because we haven't really talked. We talked about James Houston, but we've never actually talked about like a potential number for what he can do. And I'll pull up the tweet and we can check out. Some people were commenting their own predictions, and he's probably one of the hardest players, in my opinion, to kind of predict in terms of like a number because you have a sack a game sample size. So if you're going off that, you probably are a little more optimistic. But if you're trying to like adjust that and come down to earth a little bit, it's like how much far down do you go? And here, I'll pull this tweet up so you guys can see. But you put that James Houston will have blank sacks of the Detroit Lions in 2024, and people were responding like 17, 10, 2. Justin thinks he's out of the rotation. 157, 14. According to Jeff, he'll be lucky to Eduardo. According to Jeff, he'll be lucky to have 2 to 10, 9, 8, 16, 11. Where are you? A
lot of high ones, actually. I'm kind of shocked.
Yeah.
Where you guys at with James Houston? You think double-digit sacks? Over under 9.5.
Under. I think I wrote down. I just think he gets 8 or 9. Like I think the sack a game thing was a little. I'm not gonna say like I don't want to say the wrong word when it comes to it. I just think that was like he had a great stretch of football. Like I looked. What was that?
Hard to replicate.
Yeah, like extremely hard. Like guys, I went and looked at his snap count that year when he had those sacks. His first game ever, week 12, first NFL game ever. He had 5 total snaps on the defensive side of the ball. 5. Guess how many sacks he had in 5 snaps? 2. That man was out there, had 5 snaps in his first football game in the NFL.
That against the Bills?
Yes, I believe so. And had 2 sacks. Then in week 13, he had 12 snaps, only 12 with 1 sack. Then the next week, this is where it got doubled. He went to 21 snaps and only had 1, 25 snaps, 1, 14 snaps. And then like the final week of the season, he had 30 plus snaps and had 3 sacks. He had 3 sacks in one game. Like, I don't want to say it like affected the numbers a little bit, having 3 in one game and 2 in another one. But like that, you do have to look at that. You're not sitting there saying like, oh, he's going to do 1 a game again when he had 3 in one final game of the season. And, that kind of changes things a little bit there. So not final game of the season, but because he did hit week 18. But you guys see what I'm saying? Like that was kind of a little one-off situation there to where that was a great stretch of football for him. I think he gets 8 sacks this year. That's kind of my projection. Like they need to, what they need to do? They need to not limit him, but just put him in like the best situations possible. 20 snaps to keep him healthy. Don't give him 30, 40 snaps in the game. Just give him 15 to 20 snaps. Great, third down, second down when you know it's a pass play. Go out there, get to the quarterback, and I think you come out of the season, stays healthy, gets 8 sacks. I think that's perfect. That's all you need out of that man. Just need 8 sacks.
I mean, yeah. I'd be thrilled with 8 sacks. Honestly, I think he's going to get 6, and I don't think it's much to do with him being a bad player. I just think it's going to be hard for him to consistently get in the rotation and get to the quarterback. I think with DJ Reader being improved, I think Aleem McNeil and Aiden Hutchinson a lot of times would get there first, and then he's got to fight reps with Marcus Davenport if they want to put packages out there with Pascal. Again, I'm not knocking the player that James Houston is. I just think there's other guys that'll get to the quarterback first, but he can easily prove me wrong. I mean, to your point, Booner, if the one game where he had 30 sacks or 30 snaps and he had 3 sacks, I mean, that's damn impressive. And that shows you at the very, very minimum, he's a good football player. So having him in the rotation is very pivotal. And if he can put up good numbers, it's going to take this defense to another level.
Yeah, and you got to think, too, that the year he was getting all those sacks, which was very impressive, but I think that was the year Aleem McNeil hadn't quite broken out yet. So I think that's really impressive, to be honest with you, because now Aleem McNeil's turning into a better and better player. You have Aiden Hutchinson starting to get to that, 15 sack a year potentially guy. But I think Davenport, I think the only thing holding Houston back is, and he can't really help it, is his size. Like in terms of, he's not, I don't think a 3-down lineman. So that's the problem. Yeah, so he's like a pass rush specialist. That's why I think it's fair. You guys, I think I'm in your ballpark for sacks, by the way. I think it's probably like 7 to 9, somewhere in that range. If 9 being an absolute best case scenario, if he gets double-digit sacks, like I will sit here and happily take that L because I just don't see it.
It feels like I don't want him to get 1 a game. I think it's impossible. Like that's tough. That's a TJ Watt number, like Trey Hendrickson.
Hey, 1 every 3 games is 6 sacks.
That's exactly what I was gonna say.
I think one maybe. Yeah, and fair. I think that's fine in a couple double-digit games potentially throughout the year to get you to 8. But it's like, to me, it's just like 2 years ago when he played, Hutch was like, it was his rookie year. He wasn't dominating as much as he was now. I think now, like if you would have seen James Houston a full season healthy last year with Hutch getting all those pressures on these third downs, I think you would have been able to see a couple more times where a guy like James Houston helps Aiden Hutchinson go out there and finish the sack and get to the quarterback and finish the job. So that's where I think this year you're hopefully in those plays, those limited plays that he's in, and he's able to get to the quarterback, that you're seeing like that speed from Aiden Hutchinson and James Houston. Like Hutch is going to get pressure no matter what. Now you have James Houston on the other side. That's like a nightmare to me for a quarterback. And you have like a Aleem in the middle or DJ Reader in the middle. That's a nightmare. Like if you really think about it. And maybe James, the reason like he doesn't get as many as he did before is because, Hutch is out there now. Now you have James Houston chasing the quarterback towards Aiden Hutchinson. Like I think it goes a little both ways when it comes down to like the speed of these guys and then the 2 guys you can have in the middle there. So I think it's actually going to be interesting. I just don't want him to go out there and get, you have a rotation for a reason. You just don't go out there and overdo it with him and put him in situations like last year a little bit. It felt like he didn't need to be in, and it kind of took away from what he was like, what you needed him to do.
He's no Sam linebacker.
Yeah, that felt weird. It felt forced a little bit. It just didn't feel right.
It had to be. And have nobody else.
Yeah, and I see. I want to address this comment because I think it's a fair thing to say. That guy up north size. Tell it to Freeney and Mathis when they were getting 15 plus.
Oh,
well,
Freeney, 2 Hall of Famers.
Yeah, and if he turns out to be in any of those players, that guy up north, I will happily accept that. They're talking about a Hall of Fame talent, and I think Freeney's, even though he was bigger in terms of like,
he was thicker.
Yeah. Thank you. He's not like they were. I think Freeney was like 6'2", maybe 6'1". I think that's what like James Houston is. Mathis, I think he was probably around that same size too. But Houston also is like 240. And I think Freeney was probably like 260,
270.
Yeah. But like,
both stop the run too.
Exactly. So I think against the run, those 2 are, they're Hall of Famers, but like in terms of them against the run, I think they're a little better than James Houston. Not saying James Houston can never get there. I don't know. That's just something from what I've seen so far from James Houston, I think he's just going to be a pass rush specialist, which is a good thing. It's a great thing.
What you wanted to add 10 sacks, right? This year, I think that James Houston, it's like, that's going to help you get closer. Like add a couple from Hutch, 4 or 5 from Hutch.
Yeah.
You obviously have to replace the other guys that left. You, Cora Brothers and Charles Harris. Like I think those guys might have combined that I went over earlier, like 7.
3 probably or something.
I think the D ends that left, I think it was like 6.5 or 7. So it's like, all right, now you just replace that with James Houston, and then you still have, Davenport hopefully add some, and same with the commish, and you just add a few. Mekhi Wingo.
Jeff Olson says y'all need to slow down the expectations on James Houston.
I forgot about him.
I feel like we are home back on that.
Well, Anthony, the Zettel that Zettel.
Great season.
Yeah, Zettel, dude. That's a lightning in a bottle or whatever the hell that was. I don't think James Houston is that, or like he has 1 season, the rest of his career he's just no impact. Like I don't think that's the case. But I am with Jeff a little bit. We gotta, like, if you're saying 14 sacks or 13 sacks, in my opinion, I that's where I'm like.
Do you remember last year? I hate to call some people out from where we were last year, but there's people that actually said that he was going to have more sacks than Aiden Hutchinson and like 15 plus. And I was, whoa.
Who said that?
I'm not going to say names. There were some people that were.
I respect it.
It was bad.
Oh, he's typing. He's gonna say.
I might have put it in our private chat just so you guys know.
Oh, I get it now. Okay,
yeah. I'm not gonna say who it was, but
But
there was just people that were really
thing?
hyping it up, and I was like, all right, let's like try and be a little realistic around here. A little, like, come on.
This comment, I can go Chef looks so Italian. He probably has a second kitchen in his basement. My Nona has a second kitchen. That's a real fucking thing, by the way.
Yeah.
She's got these 2 kitchens. Oh, you gotta have another kitchen. You have to. Coach Rock 37, who has more sacks, Davenport, Houston, or Betts? Okay. I like how Coach just kind of like put in Betts in there.
Just every time.
He loved Betts, bro.
When we do this exercise, is everyone healthy?
Yeah, we'll pretend that everybody's healthy.
17 games, I'm taking Marcus Davenport.
I'm going to take James Houston. If we're talking about sacks.
If we're talking staying healthy for 17 games, Marcus Davenport's proven more than James Houston.
I'd say about the same.
I'd disagree. 9.5 sacks in 11 games, right? Was that Marcus Davenport? Right? 9.5 sacks in 11 games.
James Houston, how many sacks in how many games?
8 and 7 games for 1 year, and then he's only played he has 8 total in his career.
I'm gonna this is
come on,
hard.
Jeff, you can't, because me and you have had this conversation before. I know if you're telling a lie, if you're telling the truth, so you can't. No, I know what your answer would be. I feel like right now you're
no. I'm trying to think. Like,
I know they're
both healthy. Here's where I'm at with it. All right, I think Davenport has a lot. There's upside there, absolutely. But like in terms of like sacks, like that is literally James Houston's like that is his like specialty is getting sacks. So that's tough. I hate that. I'm gonna go Davenport. Not confidently. I think they're gonna be around the same. If I'm being honest, boys, I think they'll be around the same. I think Davenport, if he's fully healthy, can get like 6 to 7 sacks. I think Houston can get like 6 to 8, 9 sacks. So like, I don't think it's really but again, is he healthy? Which you told me he was. You told me he was. So hey, I'm going with
I don't know. Just I don't know. The last thing when I think of Marcus Davenport, I think of a guy who stops the run, sets an edge, and then gets to the quarterback. I think that's what I think of Marcus Davenport as. With James Houston, I think of getting to the quarterback. Can't set an edge really.
That's where I was struggling with it. Yeah.
It's like who gets more three-pointers made? It's like a sharpshooter off the bench who strictly shoots threes, or guys playing 40 minutes a game that has to just take a high amount of shots just because.
If they both stay healthy, I would think Davenport gets the most snaps.
Well, I hope so.
So that's why I think he would end up getting the most. That's why I think he ends up getting the most sacks. He's going to be on the field probably more James Houston situationally, and then I don't know. I think they're both like if they both stay healthy, what a great defensive edge on the other side. Like I think that's best. Like not like one of the best out there, but I'm saying like the reason you hate the weakness of that defense. The reason it's a weakness of the team, to be honest. But the reason you hate Davenport so much is because he can't stay healthy. But if he finds a way to play a 17-game season and through the playoffs, then okay, that's big time. That's big time. He's not going to sit here and be like an absolute dude, but that's what we need. We need someone over there better than Charles Harris.
Okay, I'm putting a poll in the chat here. I fucked it up the first one, but I'm it's hard for me to say. I'm gonna go Davenport, but man, they're gonna be close. I think. Mike Reed just became a Crunch member for 3 months. Says, let's go. Love the show in the chat. Great people. Mike Reed, we love you. And thank you for always being here. We appreciate you. Lions Troll, he is a new member and a member for 3 months. Today, I may not always catch the live show, but best believe I watch at 8 a.m. when I'm working. Love you boys. Keep it up. I'm always
that means even more, honestly.
Yeah.
If you're like taking time to go back and watch.
Big time. Lions Troll, we appreciate you, brother. Thank you. He became a Crunch member.
By the way, I just want to address the guy in the comment section right now. He says I'm acting like James Houston's nothing. I just picked James Houston to have the most sacks out of any of the guys on our show here. I said he's going to have 8. So come on now, put some respect. Watch the show.
So you think Davenport will get more than that?
No. I think if they stay healthy, I don't think Davenport stays healthy all season. He's like, what are the chances of Marcus Davenport playing 17 games? Like, yeah, let's be realistic.
You know what, dude? I'm going. You know what?
Let's be realistic here.
I'm pivoting. I'm going.
You can't pivot. You're locked in, dude. This is like a game.
I talked
play.
myself into it now.
Come
Damn
on.
it, dude. Yeah, Houston. I hate that question. I've never been that stumped on a question in a long time. That's a tough one. Yeah, that's tough. Let's see. Hey, shout out Joe. Look at Joe. He says, "Hey, it's Joe. Screw you, Joe." He says, "Just want to let Booner and Jeff. I would outdrink you guys. Would be an absolute clinic. Eat you guys for breakfast, lunch, and dinner." Joe, yeah, Joe just turned 21, so the guy thinks he's hot shit now.
Okay,
right?
Let's go, Joe.
No, Joe will definitely outdrink me. I'm not. You guys, yeah, you can have that one. All right, let's welcome in Michael Gentry. He's joining the program. Let's get our boy in here. Had to get some work in on the course. He is back. We're gonna do some NFC North. We're gonna do our snake draft, drafting an offense. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
I'm a little nervous.
How you doing, Gentry?
Gentlemen, how are we?
What's up, Gentry?
Doing good. I'm doing great.
Well, Gentry, I'll ask you. Houston or Davenport, who gets more sacks this season?
If they're fully healthy.
Doesn't matter. Houston.
Yeah, see, that's where I'm leaning to. Man.
James.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Boone and I left you on.
It's all right.
What did someone say? Booner, you said Davenport?
I said Davenport. He's done it,
he thinks
done
it's
it over a longer career.
It's not. I don't think it's an ignorant point. He's going to play more snaps. So, I mean, that secondary is going to be a lot better. Aiden Hutchinson probably going to create more pressure. It's not like we said, they're probably going to get around the same. You can't. Yeah. I don't think it's stupid to pick either one of them.
Yeah,
and at the end of the day, it's like I think James Houston ends up playing more games. I think he stays healthier than Marcus Davenport. That's why I do think he ends up getting more sacks on the season.
Or Gentry, we forgot to give you this option as well,
Coach.
Matty
Betts will get his one sack. He'll get his one sack.
Matty Betts.
No, he won't.
Forget.
That man ain't making the roster probably.
Yeah,
he could be this year Stephen Gilmore. Undersized, let him develop on the practice squad for a little bit. Give him another crack at it next year.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, let him develop. He's 30 years old. Let him develop.
I keep forgetting that dude's old as.
Well,
I forget about that.
Well, fellas, you know what time it is? 9 o'clock. We're doing our NFC North draft. So how this is going to work and how we're going to do it is I did the order. I randomized it on a list randomizer. And how it came out was Gentry goes first. He's going to have the first overall pick. It's going to go Booner second, me third, and Lukas fourth. So it's a snake
random,
draft,
right?
So,
Random. I got first?
Yeah. Yeah, I typed names into a list randomizer in the order in which the names are. I just put them in the prep. Right. I do this, Klotz. Let the professional handle it. I do your job.
Is it rigged, Lukas? We need to do a redraft.
I think we could have rigged results here.
Rigged. Well, how this is going to work is I have a handful of NFC North players at each position. I have graphics like this, all right, where the quarterbacks and running backs are listed. I have them for all positions here. And how we're going to do this.
I see what you did there.
What was that?
Number 4 and 5. That was intentional. I see it.
It's not ranked, by the way. It is not ranked.
I'm just
not ranked. That's the one thing I was like, I got to remember to tell them this. It's not ranked because I think some of them are going to be like, how is this guy doing it? That's more of a reference for the fellas. I have so we're going to do this way. Okay. So Gentry's going to pick first, Booner, me, then Lukas, and then it'll go Lukas, me, Booner, Gentry, and we're going to draft a quarterback, 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, a tight end, and an offensive lineman. We were going to go 2 offensive linemen.
Whichever order we'd like, correct?
But I'm going to be honest,
any player.
Damn, that's
we're
better.
Getting the Gino Manus in here. You know what I mean? With
I was giving you shit, but that you did the better option.
We're gonna do it this way. So, Mike, you're going to begin now. Another thing to clarify: you could take whoever you so choose. Okay, there's no this round's quarterbacks. This round you could take, Penei Sewell or Justin Jefferson. You could take anyone you want. All right, and then next Friday we're gonna go deep. We're gonna do a defensive draft in the NFC North. So we're gonna switch it up next week and draft a defense. But
football
Mike,
Friday, baby.
Mike, you were gonna lead us off here. We can finally use the chime here. So
I was just about to do that.
Now, I want to make this very clear. before you take a player, if you have them in your head, say, I'm going to take this position so I can pull the position up, then take your player.
A lot of rules over here, Jeff.
Yeah.
No, that's the only rule.
A lot of rules.
That's the only
dictatorship-y, I feel like a little bit over there.
Easy Booner path.
No, that's the only rule. You just have to say the position so I can pull up the graphic, and then everyone can see who's on there, who you take. Okay,
that's all. You're one of my executives, Klotzy. Keep me locked in.
Mike. All right, Mike. You have the first pick in the NFC North draft.
This is big.
What do you?
Can you pull up that graphic again?
Yes. This is quarterbacks and running backs. I have another graphic here. It is offensive tackles and tight ends, and then I have a whole graphic for just wide receivers because obviously we're doing 2. So it depends on what Mike wants to take. It doesn't have to be specific positions. It just depends on what he wants. So he is first pick. I'm talking to Mike. I got Ray Agnew next to me. We're planning.
Got Louis Riddick in my ear.
Joe Klatt. I
was going to do Penei, but I'm going to do Justin Jefferson with the number 1 pick in the NFC North draft.
All right, you already fucked up the rules. All right, okay, hold on. We say the so hold on. Let me get the so here we go. All right, now I can pull it up. So you're taking Justin Jefferson. So he is not on the board. All right, he is off the board. Justin Jefferson is off the board, number 1 overall pick. Remember, say the position so I can pull up the position, then tell me the player. All right.
Lock in, Gentry.
Come on, Gentry.
Like you don't know what position Justin Jefferson is.
Well, it gives me time to put the graphic.
It helps the chat. The production of the whole thing.
Okay, Lucas. Justin Jefferson goes number 1. Now it's it's Booner.
It's me.
Yep.
I could do something really bad here. I want to do something diabolical, like really bad.
Shake up the draft. Shake up the
draft. It's not that I want to shake it up. It's Jeff knows what I can do here.
Don't you fucking dare.
I don't know if I want to be a bad friend, but like this is like we're GMs, right? We're GMs, right?
We're rivals.
I'm gonna go offensive lineman, Jeff. When you guys hear this story, you guys are gonna be like, Booner is a dog. Like Booner might be Brad Holmes. Can you pull it up? With the 2nd overall pick. Can you hit the chime, please, Jeff?
No, you're not.
With the 2nd overall pick, 2024 NFL draft.
You piece of shit.
Take a Penei Sewell.
Damn it! I told you that in confidence.
Yeah, so the thing is Jeff and I were talking earlier when we were putting this together. And I like, as a friend, you know, I'm Brad Holmes. I'm thinking I'm a GM over here. I'm talking to another GM. Just, hey, let's have a conversation. Hey, who are you looking to take with your pick over there? I already know in my head who I want. Hey, who are you looking to take? Like, what are you doing? Oh, dude. All right. I don't know if I should tell you this, but I'm going to go Penei Sewell with my first pick.
My, you piece of shit.
So I knew I knew he was
a fucking thing to you. Son of a
You can't be mad at him, Jeff.
I'm Brad Holmes, man. I'm working.
I should have said JJ McCarthy.
If we were doing 2 offensive linemen, I was going to pick Penei first because there was a lot more wide receivers out there, but
that is
Steph, I'm sorry. That's just how the way worked. Like if Brad Holmes had that conversation, he would have done the same thing as me. He would have done the same thing.
That's Elfriend. That's Elfriend.
You think you know?
No. That's a WGM right there.
Gosh,
that's the best player in the NFL.
Damn. You know what?
Plan B, Jeff.
Caleb
I didn't
Williams.
Have plan B. Because I didn't think Booner would be a douchebag. All right, damn it.
Wow.
All right.
Get him.
Son of a bitch.
I feel so bad, but like, dude, what was I supposed to do? That's the best player in the NFC North.
All right, now I'm shook as hell. Okay,
I'm sorry. I apologize.
Hold on. Okay, so I'm up. Who am I taking? NFC North.
I can't believe I had to do that. I feel so bad.
Son of a bitch, dude. Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna. You know what? I got it. All right, I'm going. Play the chime. I'm going. Give me Amon-Ra St. Brown. I'm taking Amon-Ra St. Brown. Okay, he is off.
Didn't say his position.
Well, I get the point. All right.
Jeff's flustered right now.
Yeah.
Like Kanye West is playing right now.
Justin Jefferson, Penei Sewell, all off the board.
All right. Well, this went completely sideways of how I thought it was going to go. All right. So I get back-to-back picks here, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Are we planning this as a 1 year draft? Like you only get these players for 1 year? Are we going?
It's just best team. Just best team. I don't even know. Just best.
You're going too
I'm
deep.
trying to think here, Boone.
Like right now, like what are they right now? Not 1 year.
Okay.
Who are they
Gotcha.
now?
All right. Pull up quarterbacks for sure. And give me that man, Jordan Love. I'll take Jordan Love here.
Wow.
Oh, okay. So he goes Jordan Love. He's off the.
Yep.
He's and then
I'll
you get
stick to
another
my
pick.
narrative. All right. Now, pull me up wide receivers.
Ooh, he's dabbling.
I feel like I know what wide receiver he's gonna go, and
he's dabbling.
might take my guy.
And I'm going with the Hoffer. One of my favorite players of all time. You can hate the pick. You can love it. I don't care. I want Keenan Allen on my team. Give me him now. Give me Keenan. Bring him home.
Okay.
That was my third. That was my third favorite receiver on my list.
He wasn't going to any of you boys. I'm sorry.
So you got okay. I'm just tracking these because I'm gonna make a graphic so we can put them on the show so the fellas can so we can show everybody our teams into the check and vote. So you have Keenan and Jordan Love. Booner has Penei Sewell. Mike, you got Justin Jefferson. And then I got Amon-Ra. Okay. All right. So I'm up next. I think this is where, you know what? Fuck you, Boone. I'm going to go with a quarterback. All right.
Don't do Caleb this early, man.
We're going to pivot. Give me Jared Goff at quarterback.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
This is like Anthony Bennett being taken number one right now. The crowd is absolutely just stunned. No one.
So I have Amon-Ra and Jordan and Amon-Ra and Jared Goff. So there you go. So now Boone got Penei Sewell from me, so he's left with JJ McCarthy or Caleb Williams if you want.
All right, no, that's fine. Can you hit the button? I'm going here. Running backs.
We're taking running back. All right,
yeah.
Let's hit the button. What do you think?
Give me the best running back in the NFC North. Give me Jahmyr Gibbs. Jahmyr Gibbs behind Penei Sewell. That's the duo we all wanted.
All right.
Can't believe he went Jared Goff. He told me he was gonna, and another thing he told me he was gonna wait till the end to take Caleb Williams.
Maybe I lied.
Yeah.
Maybe I lied. I don't know. No, I'm just bullshitting. All right, Mike, you're back up.
Back to back.
Yeah, back to back.
Yeah, you are back to back here. So.
And you took Gibbs.
Yep. Gibby is with Boone.
Only running back taken.
All right.
Too early, in my opinion.
With this pick, I am gonna go to the tight end group.
Oh,
and I'm gonna take Sam Laporta.
So Mike takes Sam Laporta. That's the best tight end off the board. Okay, so we build that offense. All right, and then who's your next pick? So you get to double up here.
That thinking hat on. Bro's taking he takes all the time on the fantasy football draft.
I'm gonna go back to the wide receiver room.
Okay.
And I'm gonna take DJ Moore.
Oh, that was gonna be my next pick. Am I up now, boys?
Yes, you are.
I was gonna do that. I was gonna go DJ Moore. That's a problem for me now.
Oh. I think there's
1980s football. You're gonna have
another running back, Boone. Double up.
What are you thinking, Boone? What are you thinking?
Oh yeah. Oh no.
That's happening. That's happening to me right now. All right, I got one.
You're GM. Go ahead.
What? No, talk to me here. We're on the phone right now. We're in the talk to me. What do you want, GM Klotz over there in Green Bay?
I know you want to go wide receiver here, but I think there's a lot of guys on similar tier here. And if you go back to that tight end room, it's looking a little different. There's a clear-cut guy that puts up wide receiver type production over there.
With the I don't know what overall pick, the 2024 Crunch Time NFC North Draft, Booner will be selecting tight end TJ Hawkinson out of the Minnesota Vikings.
Good pick, Boone. Good pick. Fits your mentality too. Instead of a wide receiver one, you got a tight end one, blue collar,
and I got an RB one.
Yep,
just some dogs.
Well, that puts me in an interesting position here because I got Okay. So I'm up here. Maybe no. Wait. I'm gonna go. Okay, I know my pick. I am going to take Christian Darrisaw.
You motherfucker.
Christian Darrisaw as my.
Was that your third pick?
Yep.
I think Gentry has a squad right now. I'm not gonna lie. That
Gentry's
man has
okay.
Justin Jefferson,
He's gonna
DJ
have
Moore.
Sam Darnold sitting at his QB probably.
I mean, he's got Justin Jefferson, DJ Moore, and Sam Laporta. That is.
Hey.
All right, so I'm up now, correct?
Yes, you are.
All right, I'll do this.
Back.
I really don't want to take this guy, but I think I have to by default. Pull up the tackles again. Just makes me cringe that I just took Keenan Allen too. Give me Darnell Wright. Get that off the board. Don't want to look at it anymore. I'm not excited about that.
Darnell Wright. Okay, you got a little potential.
And then give me wide receivers.
All right. Let me see. Okay, wide receivers.
Don't do it, Klotzy.
All right, this is what we're doing here. There's going to be a lot of crisp routes ran. There's going to be a lot of just absolute dog catches. Not the thickest wide receiver core, pause. But we're going to have a wide receiver, too, that I'm very comfortable with, that you don't have to be. Give me Jordan Addison.
Jordan that was supposed to be my number one. You tricked me to get TJ Hawkinson.
That's a silky smooth route running wide receiver duo that I'm very content with. But Jordan Love putting touch on the ball.
Damn, that's a good pick. Because I was going to pick him next. So, yeah, good. That's a good one. Okay, so I am up, and I think I'm going to take a running back here. I waited. You know, I wanted to build my roster, the foundation. Want to make sure we had no leaks in the roof. Now I can address running back. So here we go. I'm going to select. Hold up. Let me get the chime. All right. To surround Jared Goff, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Christian Darrisaw. We need a run game. We need a bell cow. So give me Josh Jacobs.
Oh,
right.
you. Ooh.
I'm taking Josh Jacobs. All right, Boone, you are up.
Okay. So what I'm gonna do? Can you pull up the quarterbacks real quick?
The quarterbacks,
please.
Mm-hmm.
Please.
Could really do.
You get like
here.
some Jeopardy music going on,
like dude.
Or we'd have Jeezy playing for Booner.
Yeah,
I put on.
I'm stuck in between something here because everyone's taking a wide receiver besides me. I'm gonna have like all of the wide receivers left.
You gotta go get one now, then, Boone.
No, not really, because the only other person who can take a wide receiver is Jeff. So like I have like all the wide receivers maybe besides a one on my board. So no one else can take them. So I think I'm gonna go running back here.
Okay.
All right.
I'm stuck in between two guys right now, and this is really bad. Give me D-Mont.
All right, Boone.
Oh, so you're getting that. You're getting the.
I've got the Lions running back room with Panay.
You basically drafted the Lions except TJ, who's
I've noticed that.
The Lions.
The problem.
He's like, give me the Lions.
I'm never going to beat these allegations of being a Lion slappy. This is a problem.
Okay, so now, Mike, you're going back to back.
All right.
Oh, and I'm up again. Ooh, cool.
I'm going to go to the quarterback room.
Oh, he's going to do it. He's going to break Jeff's heart.
And I will be taking Caleb Williams.
I should have just taken Caleb there. I should have just done it. I'm so dumb. I should have played that the right way. I played it wrong.
Well,
I should
now,
have played
Mike,
that.
You get to go again.
And I will also be taking, you don't have to change the screen, Aaron Jones.
Oh, that's a good. Oh. Dude, he's got a fucking squad, Mike. Holy shit.
Yeah, this is a problem.
Oh,
I think Mike has the best team.
It's all right. We're gritty. That's what we are.
We're gritty.
All right. Boone, you're up.
I'm gonna go wide receiver. Can you pull the wide receiver room up there, please?
I can.
Thank you.
All right. Let's see. Boone taking a wide receiver.
I'm gonna go with the man that had 800 yards, 8 touchdowns. Give me Jaden Reed.
Okay. Jaden Reed. And then that puts me up. And I'm going to take and you guys are getting all the good play, man. Give me Rome Odunze.
All right.
Okay.
We took Rome Odunze?
Yep. Rome Odunze.
Who needs a running back still? Or do I just need 2 running backs?
You might need a running back. I applaud your draft strategy. I do applaud your
Jeff and Gentry, you guys both need one more running back.
Yep. And by the way, there's not enough running backs on here, so you might have to take a Craig Reynolds or, you know what I mean? We're getting to that point.
Know what I'm doing.
AJ Dillon.
5 wide.
Roshan.
5 wide. I ain't drafting no Bears fucking running back. You know what we're doing at running back? Pull up the wide receiver screen.
Oh, no, you can't do that. You can't take wide.
No,
that's not the rules because I just.
Hey, 5
I just played my whole draft off
strategy. That's my running back. Jameson Williams is my running back.
Cheating. We can't do that.
J-Mo at running back.
I won't do it because I know this is gonna just absolutely rock Booner's draft board right now. I won't do it. If this was real life though, Booner, that would have been happening. You could have
running back.
You've been in a tough spot, Boo.
All right, what do you think?
You can't do.
I'm not taking a running back.
Right?
Go to tight ends. Chart. Let me look at the tight ends before Roshan Johnson and DeAndre Swift.
You got both the Packers ones and Cole Kmet. Oh, yeah. Gerald Everett. Forgot about him.
Pick a running back. What are we doing here?
Yeah,
There's a reason we had the roster.
Not yet.
There's a reason we had the roster set it was.
Give me Cole Kmet. We'll take Cole Kmet first. Give me Cole Kmet.
Stop taking my fucking picks, dude.
Cole Kmet had.
Jeff tried to agree. He was like, "Yeah, take a running back."
I'm going BPA.
Jordan Addison and Cole Kmet, man, stealing my damn picks, dude. All right, you know what? Cole Kmet. Give me fucking Luke Musgrave. Jesus.
Hey, no, I got back-to-backs here, Jeffrey. I got back-to-backs.
Queue up Luke Musgrave for me. All right.
So I literally can only take running back now, right?
Yeah.
All right, pull up running backs.
There's a couple up there. You're missing one. Just do it.
And by the way, I am writing these on paper, and I'm going to make them into a quick little graphic, and then we're going to pull them up for you guys. So you can see them on paper. You can see what they look like. We're kind of going through these this way, but you guys will see the actual end result after this.
I'm thinking.
And you can vote, and you guys can vote.
I think we know who won this draft. Gentry?
Bears. No. All right. Give me Roshan Johnson. I'm putting Swift
over DeAndre Swift.
Swift getting hurt week 4 if he's the only running back, dude. Roshan Johnson at least stay out there. Gritty guy. Give you 4 yards a pop probably.
Well, you don't need to do mine because I already said Luke Musgrave. I'm settling because Lucas robbed me. You guys are all robbing me here. All right.
Damn.
So you're up, Boone.
I'm gonna go. Can you pull up the wide receiver room?
Mm-hmm. Did you take a quarterback yet?
No. That's why it's like strategy here. Once I found out all the quarterbacks off the board, I know who I have, so I'm gonna take that last. That's what Klotz tried to go off the handle there. But whoa, brother. What are we doing here? I'm going Jameson Williams. Give me J-Mo as him and Jaden Reed on the outside, like one on each side. We're about to have a field day there. Try stopping that speed.
Yeah, JJ McCarthy throwing him the ball. Hell yeah, Boone.
Hey, I'm not picking Sam Darnold.
Oh, you can have Sam Darnold if you want. All right, Mike, you're up.
Go to the tackles.
All right, tackles.
I don't even know who's left, to be honest, but
All right.
I think just Decker and Jordan Morgan.
Yep.
Oh,
Decker and Jordan Morgan.
Give me Taylor Decker.
Yeah, Gentry's
Gentry's in his bag this draft.
I messed up with my Darnell Wright pick. That's where I went rogue. Took him too early.
All right, so you're up again, Mike.
And then I'll go DeAndre Swift.
Oof.
All right, Boone, and then you're up.
Not a squad. I'm JJ McCarthy. I need a quarterback. I'll take JJ.
All right, so JJ's off the board. Wow.
Yeah, you're the last one, or you and Klotz are the last one.
The last two.
I don't think we need anything else. What else do I need?
Jeff needs a running back. And
all I need is one more running back, and I'm good.
And Klotz, you need a running back after him too.
Let me go. Let me go get a running back.
All right, so for my running back, I'm going to take. Is Ty Chandler still on the Vikings?
That's who I was going to take.
Fuck you. Give me Ty Chandler.
All right.
Is Khalil Herbert no longer on the Bears?
I don't know.
Oh wait, actually, give me Khalil Herbert.
I was saying Khalil Herbert had he played in like 12 games last year and had like 800 yards in like 12
give
games.
me Khalil. Give me the Herbert.
I was surprised. I almost would have taken Khalil over Roshan Johnson personally.
Give me Marshawn Lloyd, the rookie running back from USC from the Packers. Give me him.
All right, so I'm going to make these into some graphics so we can show the people, and then of course you guys are going to be able to vote. So we're gonna move on. I'm gonna kind of just disappear.
I'm so
for 5 minutes, and I'm gonna cook
Gentry just put together an absolute squad of the team at the end of the day. I think we're all
to go with the stack too.
Yeah. We're all just battling for second, third, and fourth here at this point. Gentry took that one. That was a great draft. Gentry, let's hear it. What do you think?
That's how I always do it, though. Wide receivers win you fantasy football leagues. I always stack. You get yourself 2 wide receiver ones, you're gonna win your fantasy league. I promise you that.
Man, drafted like a fantasy league. That's it.
Yeah,
kind of worked out.
He gave the.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Well, fellas, while we people are coming in. I'm gonna go put these in visual form so you guys can actually roast whoever you want to roast.
Adam's trying to roast me. Adam doesn't even know my team. He all he heard was JJ McCarthy. He doesn't know my team. He has no clue who I have.
Well, let me
go in at pick 30 and he's like, "Oh, Booner has a bad team."
Let me go take care of this. I'm gonna pull up this because you guys haven't had a chance to kind of talk about this Marcus Spears stuff. I've already kind of talked about it, and I'm gonna pull it up for you guys, and then you guys can give your thoughts on it, and then I'll probably be back after you're done talking about it. It'll be a couple minutes, and then when I come back, we'll pull some graphics up, talk about it, and then get to mailbag. So let's show you this Marcus Spears Swagoo defending the Detroit Lions, defending Jared Goff, by the way. So here's Swagoo talking about how Jared Goff is good enough and how he's actually answered more questions than a lot of other quarterbacks in the NFL. So let's take a listen to Swagoo.
In the Super Bowl, that is the reality of what we watched Detroit go up to San Francisco and do. And Jared Goff delivered in those moments. So I just don't want people to forget how good he was in those moments last year. Had to make plays against Tampa in a playoff game before the NFC Championship. He was phenomenal when the chips were on the line. And that is the conversation we having with some other guys, and it's making it hard to talk about their contracts because they didn't deliver in that particular moment. Jared Goff did. But this team should have been in the Super Bowl.
Oh, absolute dog, boys. I don't know. Marcus Spears, first of all, is an absolute dog of he knows exactly what he's talking about. But hey, this is the Jared Goff contract thing. Overall, you got $50 million, fellas. He got the $50 million for a reason to go win a Super Bowl. That's all. I don't know what else there is to say about the market. He's spot on with that. Spot on.
There's just nothing else for Detroit to do. We talked about earlier with Tua. If Tua's declining contracts for $50 million, then what is Jared Goff really worth? He's worth more than that probably. And when you talk about what Tua's about to be signed for. So with Jared Goff, And it is true. Like Jared Goff in the playoff games was not a weakness of the team. Like he was playing very consistent when throws needed to be made. He was getting him the ball there. I'm sure there was some that he missed on, but Jared Goff was, I think, the last thing from the problems in those playoff games. That's why when I brought up to you guys the other day when Mike Florio was like, I don't understand why Jared Goff is not getting more pushback for the playoff performance. It's like, well, Jared Goff was making pretty much every throw you needed him to. And if Josh Reynolds could catch the ball over the middle twice, the Lions are probably going dancing in the Super Bowl. I don't know if they're winning it because
a chance to win it.
Yeah, they're at least going to be holding up the NFC North or the NFC Championship trophy, and that's one of those things where, yes, I understand the path is going to be harder for the Detroit Lions this year, just because they're now going to be the hunted instead of the hunter that's kind of coming out of nowhere. You knew they were legitimate, but there were still some question marks, so the path is going to be tougher. And Dan said that after they lost the NFC Championship game. He's like, "There's no guarantee that we're going to be back in this moment at any time after this." So, The Lions, they got better though, and that's where it's just like, there's no real, like, I don't see where you can say, well, the Lions don't have a chance to make it there just because they got there last year and they lost. If you look at the 49ers, who are constantly in the NFC Championship game, why? Because they have a lot of good players that they're able to contain there under money. A lot of the teams that go to the NFC Championship game, the AFC Championship game, and don't make it back have the Julio Jones on a massive contract with the other players, that Matt Ryan on a massive contract and those type of things. But salary-wise, this team is set up to make another appearance in the next 2 or 3 years, if not both.
Yeah, and you know what, too? The biggest thing with that, too, and I think when you look at Marcus Spears talking about the Detroit Lions, and there are people out there who are going to go into this year saying, the Lions, all these people saying the Packers are going to pass the Lions up this year. Guess what? We talk about it all the time. You have the quarterback who's already proven it. That offense has already proven it. Now you come in and give them a defense to go chase the Super Bowl down. That was the missing piece to last year. It wasn't you didn't have the quarterback, you didn't have the weapons, you didn't have it was like you just didn't have the defense that was able to help you out. And the fact that Jared Goff and Ben Johnson was able to already say, hey, we can get you to an NFC Championship game and have a 17-point lead to a Super Bowl without the defense. And now that you added those pieces, Marcus Spears is right. There is no reason at all that this Lions team should be counted out. People should be overlooking them. Nothing at all. It is literally that they've just added these big time pieces with Terrion Arnold, Carlton Davis, Ennis Rakestraw, Amik Robertson. You just added the pieces in the spots that you needed. And now you're going to go on that run again. So there should be no conversation. If that defense, and we talked to, I think, Klotz, I think you guys were on yesterday when I was talking about it, with AG. It's like, AG, you have no reason now for not to go from the 25th defense all the way up to the top 12. There is no reason. And if you don't do that, Jared Goff has already done that on his side. He's held his own down. Ben Johnson, they've done their job. Now it's your time on defense to go do your job and go win a Super Bowl. That's all it comes down to me. I said it yesterday. The Super Bowl runs through this defense. It's going to be up to, if this defense wants to take that next step, you're going to go win a Super Bowl, because we already know what the offense is and Jared Goff is. There should be no conversation on the Jared Goff stuff. Zero.
Yeah, and I want to hear where you guys align on this, because I don't think Jared Goff is necessarily just by the position that he's in, how the team's improved, where he has to go out and play better than he did last year. I think if he plays the football he did last year, this team will be in the same situation. We talk about Jahmyr Gibbs getting better, Sam Laporta getting better, Penei Sewell's only going to get better, Amon-Ra is only going to get better, Jameson Williams looking so far like they're talking about, he's going to be a legitimate wide receiver too. Now, we can't guarantee that because of injury and stuff like that, but even it sounds like he's really going to be picking up and becoming a pro this year. Talk about Donovan Peoples-Jones, you can keep going down the list. Do you think that Jared Goff has to play better than he did last year for this team to go to the Super Bowl?
No, he just has to do what he did last year. Last year, he proved what you needed to do. That's all he needed to do. To me, he was a top 5 quarterback in the NFL last year, especially statistically wise. It was just when you don't have a defense to support you and you're getting those stops, and when you do, guys, that stretch of Jared Goff when he had those turnovers, when you don't have, when you go through a stretch where you do turn the ball over, every quarterback does it. Lamar had the stretch, Brock Purdy did at the end of the year, Mahomes had those stretches. Everyone's going to have it. But when you have those stretches, or where you have to have a defense to be able to rely on, especially if you're a contender. So now that you have that, I don't think Jared Goff has to do more than what he did last year. And I think what he did last year was what you need him to do. He just needs to replicate that exact same thing that he did last year. Yeah, that one killed me there, boys. That one killed me.
And like Boone said,
Jeez.
the offense is only going to get better when you got guys like Jahmyr Gibbs, Sam Laporta going into year 2. So I think this whole offense, another year of familiarity with each other, and another year of training camp, Jared Goff gaining some chemistry with these wide receivers, Jameson Williams, maybe another one, DPJ, get more reps in with him. So I think he just got to be himself. He doesn't need to overdo it. He goes out and has a similar season to last year. The team would be just fine. The team is really based around that offensive line and the running game, so Jared Goff never needs to do that much. He just needs to go out there, play his game.
Yeah, do you guys think too, like the Jared? I thought Juicy J was back. I saw a point, and I thought he has the graphics, and he's back for the teams here.
Oh, he is.
I do have the graphics. All right, sorry to interrupt.
There you go.
Guys, but
No, you're good.
When I was making these, I'm not gonna lie, dude. Gentry's team looks so
stacked.
Good. When you see it like listed out, you're like, my God. Like, how did we let this slide? How did this happen?
I don't like remember you guys' full team list by list, so I'm curious.
I mean, Adam's just like all he knows is JJ. He doesn't know my other team. So I want Adam right now. Before you
start with Gentry's first, because
leave mine last.
Yeah,
I want Adam to see mine last.
No, don't go with mine first. Go with
it goes yours first. You have the best team. Just show
no.
Show Gentry.
We're going Gentry first. Majority rules.
Yeah.
You have a goated squad. All right, this is Gentry's team. Okay, he has Caleb Williams.
He got Laporta.
DeAndre Swift, Aaron Jones.
Great.
Let me get rid of this lower third. Okay. Justin Jefferson, DJ Moore, Sam Laporta, and Taylor Decker.
It's a great team.
All right. That's a fucking stack team. All right.
I think the Justin Jefferson, DJ Moore, and Sam Laporta, those three
nasty.
right there. Yeah. The other stuff is like, all right, that's decent, but those three are like, oh, yeah, he has a solid three-headed monster there.
And Aaron Jones, I like that. Even though Swift shares a backfield, not gonna get banged up, as much. You got Aaron Jones out there, but you could not have a backfield by like week 7. There's also that.
Yeah, or an offensive line. Decker does get hurt sometimes.
But no, this squad is stacked. No wonder. Hey, you can tell he plays a lot of fantasy. All right, he's used to these.
And I actually was gonna go. Who did I go second? DJ Moore. I think someone took Gibbs right before that. I think Booner did, right? So I was gonna go Gibbs with that pick, but I'm fine with Aaron Jones and Swift. The way it fell, it is what it is.
I think it's a great team.
So
I request to go last since mine's the worst team.
Okay, so we'll go Lucas 9 and then yours. So we'll go.
What a tough day for me.
Okay, so here,
not the Wi-Fi now.
No, we hear you.
Oh,
okay. I mean, go you, Jeff. Do you, Jeff?
I'll go. I'll put. And by the way, we did order a hotspot, so it's coming.
It's on the way.
So we're getting it. We're getting them taken care of. So here's mine. I'm not mad at it. We got a gritty squad. I got Jared Goff, Josh Jacobs, Khalil Herbert, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Roma Dunze, Musgrave, and Darisaw. And I spelled Darisaw wrong.
I like
Need an extra R in there. Missed an R on Darisaw, but you get the point.
I don't hate this actually.
No, it ain't a bad squad. I like it. I like Roma Dunze. I didn't. Like I said, hey, we don't got all the flashy names, but we got just grit. All right.
Yeah.
We got grit. That's what we got. So, hey, I'll take it. No, it's not Gentry's, but I'll live with it. I hated Lukas stole Komet from me, and I wanted Cole Komet, and I wanted who else did I want? Well, Panay, you stole, but that's a whole nother thing. All right, but there was one more player I wanted. Oh, Jordan Addison, and I had to take Roma Dunze.
That's who I was going for. I was going for Jordan Addison, and then he took him. And then that was when I was like, as soon as Jordan Addison went, I was like, I'm just going to push my wide receivers towards the back end, and I'm going to get another running back and a tight end. Like as soon as that happened, I was like, I'm just gonna do that.
Jeff, yours looks way better on paper than I thought.
It's a good team.
I like it, dude.
It's a gritty group of guys. That's what we got.
Did you take Jared Goff with your second pick? Was it?
Yeah, it was I tried to get Booner for taking Panay, so I took Jared.
I knew you did, dude. I was like, there's no way like you were gonna take Jared Goff that early, and then like you just like boom. I think it was just to get at me. I could feel it.
Well, partially, I'm cool. I'm comfortable. Technically I got the best quarterback in the division, to many. So hey, I got the advantage of quarterback. But I was gonna go in all seriousness. I was gonna go Caleb. I was, but I just was like, you know what? fuck Booner. Like, I'm taking Goff. Like, leave him with JJ.
Let him burn.
All right.
I wanted Caleb Williams. I didn't even want JJ. That was just the way it turned out.
All right, let's get to Lucas's
That
team.
running
Lucas.
back can be so ugly to look at.
That
looks rough. That looks rough. That's rough on the eyes.
I'm just gonna say this. I'm just gonna say this. Yeah, the wide receivers, everything else. I'm Jordan Love, but running backs, I don't know.
You have 4 Bears.
The man just drafted the Bears.
Big Bears guy.
Yeah,
You're gonna take that title from Jeff.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't have one Lions. There's nobody there. I was gonna take Gibbs. Gibbs was gone.
Yeah,
Laporta's gone. I shouldn't have given Booner the Hawkinson advice because that's who I was gonna go instead of Darnell Wright.
Well, no, you went Jordan Addison right after me. You were like Jordan. I think
I went Darnell right before Jordan Addison.
Jordan Love with Keenan and Jordan Addison, though. I like that. I mean, they can't run the fucking ball. But...
Defense is really going to matter with this team. Defense is really going to matter here.
Yeah. Next Friday, when we pick our defenses, we can put all of our full teams side by side and be like, all right.
Yeah, that shit was rough. Not my best showing for sure.
I don't think mine's as bad as like Adam hasn't even seen my team. I actually don't think mine's that bad.
I have the worst draft.
The only bad thing about mine is JJ McCarthy, and I was trying to get Caleb Williams, and Gentry took him like the pick right before.
Let's see Booners.
I don't think I have a bad team at all, actually.
Let's see Booner. That's a nice squad, Boone.
Dude, Jameer Gibbs.
You actually doubled up on running back. You took Monty instead of taking Caleb Williams.
Yeah,
so that's
I would rather have. Up. And then I got Panay. Panay Sewell's going to protect JJ till the end.
Yeah,
like JJ is going to have all the time in the world. And like Jaden Reed and Jameson Williams.
Are they getting separate? They're going to get separation, maybe.
TJ Hawkinson. What were you acting like? TJ Hawkinson.
A little hawk over the middle.
I mean, this is actually it's kind of a squad.
Adam says you're running the ball 60 times a game.
Adam, actually, I'm starting to convince. I don't know if. Hey, how about this, guys? Now. NFC North guru Adam Baydoun.
He stole Panay from me.
I don't think I have the worst team actually. Like seeing it on paper,
I have the worst team. I don't even care.
I think Adam just didn't see my team and tried to troll me and made me think I had the worst team.
I think in all due respect, I think Jared Goff would whoop that ass if our teams faced. If I'm being honest, I think JJ McCarthy.
Yeah, I guess the rookie quarterback thing kills me, but
that's the only weakness on this squad. I think is JJ, dude. Like, what helps wide receivers too? I mean, I don't know if I love Jade Reed and J-Mo as your number 1 and 2 there.
What helps the quarterback? Run the ball, play action, run the ball, play action, tight end.
This is the Michigan Aztecs situation.
Yeah, and guess what? Guess who's blocking up front? The best one in the NFC North, Panay Sewell. We're good. This is a great team. This is a great football team. And guess who I'm drafting number 1 overall? Dan Campbell.
So you guys now know the team. So we're going to put a poll in the chat here, and you guys can vote. Who would you take? What squad is coming in first in the NFC North? All right. If we played a full season. Which squad are you guys taking? And then we'll get to mailbag.
Someone throw me a bone. Don't let me get zeroed.
Just go vote for yourself, brother.
I don't want to do that.
God, why not, brother? You want a bone? Just throw yourself a bone. Go to Kroger and go buy your own bone.
Yeah.
You want one?
That's where I'm gonna be working after this fucking draft I just had. Apparently, if I'm a GM.
Yeah, you'll be at Kroger. No, they'll be looking at Lucas like, Lucas, we don't have a run game, sir.
I'll run him the Kroger card. That's what I'll do.
I mean, classy going Roshan. You going Roshan Johnson over DeAndre Swift? I was kind of shocked.
It was on principle. That's principle.
It was definitely a power move, I would say. I know what I think Roshan Johnson's probably good for about 2.5 yards a carry, and then you got
no. We'll give him 3.5. All right. Then you bring in Marshawn Lloyd, little tread, barely any tread taken off of his tires. Flyer back out of USC. You pitch it to him, and then that whole time Keenan's run down the field, halfback pass.
Oh my!
We're pulling out all the stops. Defensive team, just aggressive.
Yeah, dude. I don't think there's anything you can do to convince us.
Hey,
yeah,
they're finishing.
I can't see the poll. I don't know where it's at.
I think if I'm giving my unbiased opinion here, if I'm being real, I think if we had an NFC North full season,
somebody's getting shot up out my house right now. Like this is there. I was like, oh my god, there was like not. It's still going.
Like gunshots.
Yeah. You guys hear that? It's getting active out there.
Stop.
Maybe it's just fireworks, dude. It's Memorial Weekend, right?
No, I can tell that it was like definitely not fireworks.
Oh no! Wait, Toledo, Lucas,
you scared me a little bit. Sorry.
Damn, we get some bullholes going through the garage. You better.
No, you guys come to the studio.
Yeah, you better stay safe out there, Klotzy.
On Aiden Hutchinson jersey.
Yeah, you just go out there with an Aiden Hutchinson jersey. What's going on? It's all good. You look at the votes. Gentry's leading as he should. All right. If I'm being honest, I think the voting, that's how I would pick the NFC North. All right. I'm going Gentry, and I'm going myself too, and Booner third, and I'll give Lukas third. But honestly, Jordan Love's better than JJ. So, like, I don't know, but it's a tough.
We're airing that bitch out.
I think my squad would beat Klotzy, and I think my squad would beat yours, Jeff.
Well, I think
Penei Sewell. You're sleeping on Penei. You're sleeping on Penei.
How many games do you win in Booner?
Think about Jared Goff without Penei Sewell over there, Jeff. Huh?
Hey, Darrisaw.
Darrisaw's nice. So that was the pick that really fucked me.
Not Penei Sewell.
And I got Amon-Ra. What do you got? Jaden Reed. Okay.
Got Jahmyr Gibbs, David Montgomery, TJ Hawkinson.
Hey, I'll take Roma Dunze and
who's over here putting these narratives up of Adam?
Your offense would be last in the NFL. They would lead the league in rushing and just be in passing yards.
This is easy for me. Go ahead. ETN, stack the box. We're going over the top of Jameson Williams. Bang. Easy. Done.
And
Jaden Reed over the top. Can't guard them both.
And then JJ throws it down the field.
Picked off. Going down the sideline, Brian Bridge.
Yeah,
I don't know what you're over there. You have the worst team.
Well, hey, defensively, I told you, Boone. Defense. Well, we'll step it up on the defensive side next week.
Yeah, I think Luke is gonna get in his bag with the defense.
I have to redeem it. That draft was like a urinal cake of a draft. It wasn't even a piss poor draft. It's what the piss lands on.
By the way,
don't let me get a top 10 defense. I might go to the bowl.
You ain't doing that, Gentry.
Don't let
I might go to the bowl.
If I get the last pick again, and this is definitely rigged.
No, yeah, Lucas. Hey guys, you got the last pick, Klotzy. Oh, Jeff, I got the first pick. Oh no. Oh,
I can't keep the number one out of Gentry's hands. We learned that the hard way.
Yeah, honestly, when I did the randomizer, I was like, "Ooh, how is Gentry going to make it work?" It's like it sucks picking first in a snake draft, but he made it work, bro.
To be honest, I thought Gentry was going to take like Penei or something first. So my plan was to go Justin Jefferson off the bat, like right away. I was all set on Justin Jefferson, and when he took Justin Jefferson, I remember the conversation we had, Jeff, and I was like, it was like, all right, I could do Penei, but in my head it was like more so like this would be really funny if I just took Penei off of you after what you told me. I thought it would be kind of funny, and it ended up being really fun, like hilarious. It was great. It was so good.
It definitely, it hurt. It hurt my trust circle in terms of doing these drafts. All right.
Yeah, dude. I mean,
but I'm never telling you another fucking thing. I swear to God, when it comes to these drafts,
we're GMs.
I learned something today for sure. I did learn something today.
Do you think Brad Holmes is telling the guy that picks in front of him who he wants?
I feel like the Patriots. I was telling you, and I even made that joke today when I told you Penei. I'm like, watch, it's gonna be like the Patriots when we found out they wanted Jahmyr and Brad took him. It's gonna be like that. I swear to God.
Booner, what would you have done different?
I probably honestly I probably wouldn't have gone. I probably would have gone receiver early. I just don't think there's like a deep receiver class. So like I think like I would have gone for a DJ Moore, Keenan Allen, or Amon-Ra right off the bat, whether that was my first or second pick.
Like I said, if you took Caleb with that pick, my team would have been shitty.
No, honestly. So what I could have done, because I picked right after you, Gentry, as well. Like it was me and then you twice and then me. Who did I pick there? Who was it?
Monty.
Yeah. So like the thing is Monty and Swift. Like the only people that were off the board were Gibbs and Jacobs at the time. Like I could have easily just gone Caleb Williams and either gotten Swift or Demont. And like I just messed up. Like that was just like a bad GM move for me. I could have ended up with one of those two guys and Caleb Williams instead of JJ. So that was on me for sure.
If you went
strategy was bad.
If you went Caleb Williams, I was going Aaron Jones, Monty back to back.
Aaron Jones. Oh, and then I would have probably just gone DeAndre Swift. Yeah. Honestly. So I could have ended with one of them.
Oh, there he is. Okay. Oh, there's Klotzy. All right.
I messed that up. I did it wrong. My strategy, like I should have thought about that. And then as soon as I made the pick and you went Caleb, in my head I was like, dude, you picked right after Gentry. Like you could have just done it that way.
And Jeff taking Goff, like we said, I wasn't expecting that. So like
me either.
That changed my whole strategy. I thought I was going to be able to get a quarterback later, but
do you want me to be honest? I almost picked Hendon Hooker. I almost just said, screw it. Let me just go Hendon Hooker. Okay. Like I was about to just go.
Wouldn't have been good for the narratives.
Yeah.
Wouldn't have been good.
Vision Stealth, thank you for the $2 you donated earlier. Says JMO was liking something on Twitter recently. What was it?
Oh no, I don't think it must have been bad, but I think it just shows that he's active. Like he's, Now
I want to check. You can't see now. I'm curious. What was he like?
I'm looking now.
All right, tell me if you see anything.
8 hours ago, he liked the GTA thing.
Oh.
He liked a WNBA thing.
Wow.
Hey, Booner, what are your thoughts on this?
Adam. So the thing with Adam, let me tell you guys something about Adam here. Adam sometimes says things that he doesn't believe. Adam says some things. I've known Adam for a few years now. Really good friend of mine. Look up to Adam. Adam says some things a lot that he doesn't truly believe. I'm just going to throw that out there. Like he didn't even see my team, and he's been saying my team's the worst team. Think about it. Think about it.
He's just hating.
Trust that man.
Yeah,
before he even saw my football team, he just said Booner's team sucks. He didn't see my team. He just Booner's team sucks. Well, think about that narrative when you hear things come.
I mean, let's be real, JJ. You're probably winning 6 games with JJ though,
and you're probably winning 5.
With Jared? I thought you loved Jared.
I do, but he doesn't have Penei Sewell.
Oh my God. That is so now he's just all of a sudden trash. That's
we could see the defense next week. We're going to the bowl.
Yeah, that's fair. Keith, thank you for the $2. People only think Packers over Lions because of history only.
So should we do like
history? I mean, it shouldn't matter going forward, but historically, if you're talking historically, then yes. But I get what you're saying, Keith. Yeah, it's like stuck in their mind that they're still Packers with Aaron Rodgers. But Jordan Love, man, he's really good. I will say that. All right, Alan, let's get to Mailbag here. It's 9:50. Alan W. will start us off with Mailbag. Mailbag, it was reported that Antoine Green was taking first-team reps at OTAs and DPJ was taking second-team reps. Do y'all think that means anything? If I'm being real with you, Alan, I'll just give my opinion on this. I don't look too much into first-team and second-team and OTAs. I think a lot of coaches, when you're looking at OTAs, it's more about, okay, who needs the reps? DPJ, I think he's played in the league for a couple of years now. Antoine, you're still trying to figure out where he's at. So I think throwing him in the deep end, seeing if he can swim, is the right approach. I don't think that means Antoine's just better than DPJ. I think Matty Betts, I would throw him in the first team. I would see how he responds. Is he a first team talent? No, but so I don't look too much into it. If I'm being real with you, Alan. But yeah, if anything, if I was there, I'd be watching, seeing how he's responding to it.
It was well said.
There are a lot too. If you remember the list that Dan came out, and I don't know what wide receivers were on that list, but it's just the first couple of weeks of OTAs. It's just, guys are getting thrown in. You're going to get thrown around. It's going to be a mix and match. I think it's good. They're probably, if that's true, they were in first and second. It's probably more so just to see what these guys can do in different positions and with different players to get a feel before training camp. And that's kind of how I look at it. How do these guys react to it? How do they look getting the first team reps? And I'm sure next week it's going to be different. I'm sure DPJ will end up getting the first reps and Antoine number 2.
Exactly.
They're just mixing, matching. They're trying to figure things out, giving guys opportunities. That's you have to give guys opportunities. All these dudes can play. It's about being consistent and going out there and doing it. So If you get him in the first team, how does he react to it and respond?
This Apollo, I love you, but this is probably not the takeaway.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Apollo. Well, now I told you it was mid. Like, this is not the dunking time yet. Now if training camp comes around and he just can't play with the first team, and they're like he's not living up to those standards, then yeah, you can be like, told you guys. But no, I don't. If you're dunking on OTAs, I wouldn't go that far. Okay, let's get to Mike Reed. He says, Lukas, do you got a bulletproof vest? Might have to start doing the show with a bulletproof vest on, Lukas. Yeah, I know he's in the back room right now. He hasn't joined the show, but he's waiting. His internet's kind of fucking up. But yeah, we'll get him a bulletproof vest and a hotspot. That kind of North Mailbag, total sacks from Davenport, Pascal, and Houston trio. I'd be happy with 15. I think that's a good number. I think 15 to 17 between those three would be like ideal.
So what do you think? 15 from him, 15 from Hutch. That's 30. What was the number that we wanted to reach when we did those? Was 40?
Yeah, because that's Hutch is, if he's 15, and let's put them at 17, or let's just do 16 to whatever, be safe.
31. And then think about the interior guys. Yeah, it's 38, 39.
Yeah, you want to get the goal should be 50 sacks.
Linebackers probably get 4 or 5, so you're at 43, 44, and then you say like the secondary is going to have some blitzes, add another 3 or 4. That's about
sacks there. Maybe
47. Yeah, that's about 47, 48 right there. I think that adds up a little bit there. I don't mind that.
It's fair.
And that's not even counting if there's any outside of those 3 guys. Like there might be a couple other edges that get in there and get 1 or 2.
Like the commish. The
commish will have 2 or 3 this year. Yeah, the commish for sure will have a couple. That puts you over 50 instantly. See?
All right, Lions Troll Mailbag. Do you think our top 4 rookies from last year all make the Pro Bowl or all pro?
Brian Branch, yes.
Well, break it down. All pro, I would go just Laporta.
I would go Laporta. Potentially, you could argue Brian or Gibbs too.
Maybe
Gibbs. Brian.
Yeah. I think those. I don't think Jack gets either this year. Maybe Pro Bowl, but like if we're talking all like Pro Bowl, I think Jameer could, yes. Yep. And Brian Branch, I think should this year. I think this should be Pro Bowl year for Brian Branch.
I wouldn't be shocked if all 4 of those guys made the Pro Bowl. I would not be shocked.
You better have that if they're all 4 in the Pro Bowl or all pros, especially
all pros different. I would say all pro is different. I think maybe out of those 4 guys, you can see 2 of them becoming an all pro this year and 2 out of the 4 being an all pro. I think all 4 you can make an argument could be in the Pro Bowl. Like Laporta, yes, will be in the Pro Bowl. He was in last year. Gibbs was in it last year. Branch will be in the Pro Bowl this year, I believe. And I think you can those 3 guys you can argue all pro. And then I do think Jack Campbell, if he makes the jump that it sounds like it, and how I've been saying it, I truly think he makes that jump this year. I think you could argue like he's going to have 130 plus tackles, and you're going to say, all right, maybe that man can get in the Pro Bowl.
He's going to have like for Pro Bowl, because it's tough. Pro Bowl is like, it's like partially fan voting. Like, I don't know. Jack Campbell doesn't. He's going to have a really good year though, and I expect him to. But I'm talking like 3-4 sacks, like 8 pass deflections, like 2 picks. Couple tackle for losses, 130 tackle. He's going to have to be like pretty damn good.
Which isn't like, is that far off from what he did last year in limited snaps?
I think he should be able to do that soon enough.
He had 95 tackles. He had 2 sacks last year. 5 tackles for a loss. Like he didn't have, and he played in limited snaps for like half of the year. It felt like for a good amount of time. Like he adds another 30 tackles. And he's over 130. I would think like Levante David had 134 last year. You would Fred Warner had 132.
I don't think it's crazy. I think Jack Campbell has the talent, I think. Adam says, Mailbag, can Jeff explain why the Pistons hired for President Bass operations will bring them to the playoffs and why Cade will stop missing 25% of the games every year? Well, listen here, okay? I think Trajan Langdon is in all serious. We're being serious here. I actually like the hire. I can't believe I'm saying that. I know it's ridiculous, but I do like his resume. I'm very fond of his resume. I do appreciate his resume. Now, is he going to save this franchise? Adam, I don't know. There's a lot that needs to be done to save this franchise. So could it be too much for Trajan Langdon? Probably. What he should do is fire Troy Weaver immediately, or at least demote that man. And Tom Gores, he ain't selling, so there's that. Trajan has a tough job ahead of him. So I don't know. All I can do. This is what I try to do across all sports, guys, is when I look at someone who's brought in to be in management for any franchise, it's the same thing with the Lions. Not saying he's Brad Holmes, but what I'm saying is when Brad Holmes was first hired, I didn't think of it as like, oh, it's the Lions. Like, this guy sucks. Like, I try to look at everything separate. Like, I try to look at the person. So Trajan Langdon, I do like, but it sucks that this franchise is at an all-time low. So it's like, how can I even make the argument that he's going to save this franchise? Like, you can't. But I do like him, I do. I'm not going to lie to you. Checked out his resume. Got an impressive resume, but we shall see, I guess.
What about the other second half of that question?
Why Cade will stop missing 25% of games every year? Well, not be vegan. That would be awesome. I don't know if that affects anything, but listen, Cade's a very fine player. You can build around him, get him shooters, please. It's his game. It is what it is. He would thrive with spacing, and he doesn't have that currently. The Pistons were like bottom in the league in 3-point attempts and makes. So yeah, get him shooting. And I even see Adam saying his track record isn't that impressive. No, just do me a favor. Just do me a favor. Go on Google. I'm sure you use Google. Just look up Trajan Langdon and look at what he's done and where he's played around. What I like is his experience overseas. Very well connected overseas. I think that's valuable in today's NBA. So,
I heard he drafted Herb Jones too.
Yeah, Herb Jones is like,
that was a joke. Yeah,
he's a fine player. He's fine. But yeah, listen, guys. The guy's been a GM for a couple years in New Orleans. He hasn't done an awful job. He's done a fine job. So, as much as it sucks ass right now as a Pistons fan, I think Trajan was the best option besides Tim Connolly, which they couldn't get. So I don't know what you guys want instead of Trajan Langdon. I mean, who'd you want? I'll just add, you want no president of basketball operations? Like, that's fine. Just no hire anybody.
I just want whoever it is to fire Troy Weaver.
And I think, if I'm being real, Mike, I think he will. If he doesn't, I'll be disappointed. I'm with you.
Or demote. Just get him out of that position.
No demoting him. That's too easy. You get him out of the fucking building. You don't get demoted when you're this bad, and you've missed that many times.
But the Troy Weaver thing,
stay in the building. Get the hell out. You can go in someone else's building.
Oh yeah, it's fair. Right. If you want to fire, I have no problem. But if you can fire him, I think that's what
move on.
Trajan. I'm sure. I think Tom, and this is what I do respect about Tom, is Tom told Trajan, do whatever you need. I'll eat whatever money. And that's why that's a real thing. To fire Monty, getting that much money, Tom said he's comfortable with that, which a lot of owners might be like, I ain't fucking paying that guy that money if he's not my coach.
Yeah.
But Tom's willing to eat that contract just to make changes.
The only way this works is if Tom Gores and tell him if both of those guys take a step back and say, we're not even gonna, we'll talk to you about if you need something. We're not going to help you make decisions. You make every single decision. That's when the problem here is a guy like Tom Gores trying to butt his head in and make these basketball decisions, and tell him trying to do the same thing. And yeah, I know a lot of people are saying, well, to tell him things overlooked, people are just using that as an excuse. Okay, you could say, yeah, maybe, but guess what? His ear is still in there. He's still in there talking. He's the one that he comes out on press conferences and he comes out and talks about how he and them made decisions, and he has in those rooms making decisions and sitting at the table as well. Same with Tom Gores. As soon as you want to take that step forward, it's Tom Gores, you're off the table, the basketball table. Arn, tell him you're off the basketball table unless we need you desperately.
Yeah.
Those guys, you guys are off. Now, Langdon, you're the one making decisions. You can fire Troy. You can trade every player you want. You can do whatever you want. This organization is yours for the next 4 or 5 years. Do what you needed to do. And as soon as those guys butt in at all, if they make one word, if Tom Gores butts in one bit, that's when things go downhill. You shouldn't have a say in anything. Where's your basketball knowledge? Yeah, you own the team because you have money. You don't know anything about basketball. Stop making decisions and move on. Let these guys do their jobs. Same with Arntellum. I know you've been around basketball a lot. Guess what?
Well,
you've been here for 16 years. How has that worked out for you? Your decisions are terrible. Let this guy do what he's good at and what he's paid to do. That's the reason like Troy Weaver didn't work out.
I think, and this is just my opinion, I think the Arntellum thing is because Tom, you don't know what you don't know, and I think he kind of relies on Arntellum to help him, and that's the wrong guy. Like, I don't think Tom's like over involved, but he puts others in charge because he trusts these. Don't do that. To your point, Booner, I'm with you. Let Trajan just work. Let him fuck all these other influences. Like,
imagine if there was someone over Brad Holmes.
Let him fire everybody. Like, that
imagine if Sheila was sitting there making calls with someone else over Brad Holmes. That would be a problem.
That would be like Sheila. That would be like Sheila going, I don't know what would be like a good, like Rod Wood, you could handle everything. Like that's not Sheila wants input on things, like
you make the football decisions. You go draft players. You go tell us who to draft. You tell us let Brad Holmes do that.
If I'm being real, Rod Wood kind of grew on me a little bit. I used to hate Rod Wood, man. I did. I don't think he's as bad now. I think, he's fine. But man, years ago I used to be like, I fucking hate Rod Wood. I don't even know why. He just caught a lot of strays from me. I'm sure a lot of people can relate to that. Before we get out of here, JT's massive purpose. Wingo, does he get any playing time this year? I hope so. I hope so.
At the end, I don't know though. Yeah, he'd probably play like.
I don't know.
I put him at like a 3 tech or a 5 tech, but I don't know about at end.
Yeah, I am. I'm with you there. All right. We'll end the show here. You guys have a great weekend. We'll have content posted all throughout the weekend. Appreciate you guys. We hit 7,000 subscribers, which is big time. We appreciate it.
We will be live Monday night.
Yes, we will. All right. Have a great weekend, guys. Stay safe out there. It's Memorial Day. Have fun. If you're going out, hopefully, I think it's supposed to be nice this weekend. I'm pretty sure. So
hey, the boys are golfing tomorrow. The boys are golfing.
Gosh.
Jeff's getting out. Let's go.
Oh, God. Yeah, I am. Shout outs. Well, all
right.
Screw it with Stick, too. All right. Have a great weekend, guys.
Shout out Stick.
See you.
Peace.